What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Each and every episode is brought to you by All I Need Skateboards. Sponsor an episode of this podcast by purchasing something from ALLiNEEDSKATE.com. Get yourself one of our new decks or some of our apparel and get a shout out in the next episode of the podcast. We got one sponsor for this episode. The last few episodes have been pretty heavy with sponsors. I knew it was bound to slow down, but one huge shout out to Levy Nathan coming out of New York City, and he copped himself the All I Need Narragansett Beer collab Crush It Like Quint deck, and he got the 8-1. I believe this is his first purchase on the store, so that means you're getting a Flow Trash shout out.
You Flow Trash scum. Clean out the goddamn van.
Skate Jam alert. Choo, 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 choo. All I Need Skate Jam, Saturday, August 21st. Jam starts at noon. It's all ages. It will be at Riverside Park, 43 Washington Street, Claremont, New Hampshire. Sponsored by World Industries, All I Need, and Balthazar's Ice Shack. I will be bringing the whole All I Need and World Industries team to the park to shred with you guys. So come on out. We're going to have music. We'll have the microphones. I'll be emceeing the event. We'll be giving out tons of prizes for epic bangers. The park is super fun, and I hope to see you guys there. If you are on iTunes and you are listening to this, please head to the iTunes store, type in All I Need Skate, and rate the show. Rate and review the show. Give us 5 stars. And hit the write a review button and leave us a review. I'll read out one of the more recent ones. Good Convos, 5-star. This is by Scott. He says, this is the switch heel flip of podcasts, which is dope. I love a switch heel flip. Another one. If you skate, you need to listen, 5 stars. This is by Tom Stearns, 13. He writes, Anthony's podcast is an excellent, authentic view of skateboarding. Always fun interviews. Always cool opinions and discussions on all things skateboarding. We do have a poser alert. Someone wrote funny, gave us 1 star. His name is Nickname Took Forever, and he writes, lame when a podcast deletes any reviews. First of all, you can't delete the reviews. Or if you can, I can't figure it out, because after I read that, I tried, couldn't figure it out. So I'm pretty positive you can't delete the reviews. Lame when a podcast deletes any reviews that aren't 5 stars, but spends all his time making fake emails to post 5-star reviews and get all his friends to post. Dude is a kook. And for that, you get a poser alert.
Goddamn poser.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So as far as ratings go, we have 214 5-star ratings. We have 4 4-star ratings. We have 2 3-star ratings. We have 1 2-star ratings. And we have 2 1-star rating. So if you could, help us out. Hit the 5 stars. Leave a review on the podcast. It would be epic. Thank you to everybody out there who has rated and reviewed. If you're on YouTube, help the show by doing a backside crail slide on the subscribe button. You got to do it with some steez too. Maybe do a frontside nose blunt on the thumbs up button. Basically, just shred the shit out of the subscribe button, the thumbs up button, and do a backside flip on that bell notification.
Back, motherfuckers.
Anthony had to take a quick break to change his t-shirt.
Yep. I was gonna go no t-shirt, but I'm hairy like an animal, so I don't know if you guys are quite ready for that.
Well, I did the Stacy Peralta trick, like back when he was filming the Bones Brigade.
Tell me.
So, first of all, he would do like a filming would be like, okay, we're filming this day for 3 hours. And that was it. It wasn't like, a year of filming. It was like, okay, you got this 3 hours. But like, say they wanted to do more filming.
Yeah.
He'd be like, okay, give me all your clothes. So if Tony Hawk's wearing a pink shorts and a fluorescent blue shirt. He's like, all right, well, you need to give me those because we're gonna come back and film, and you're gonna put those back on, so it looks
for like continuity.
exactly
Yeah.
consistent. So it looks like one session.
That's so funny,
Yeah,
dude.
so-
We should start doing that. Yo, you're back.
Dude, I literally went home. I'm like, oh shit, I was gonna sleep in the shirt. I took it off, put it on the dress. I'm all right.
That's sick.
Like, we'll just for the crossover, be like, Mike got up to take a pee Thursday.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, yeah, he came back.
Dude, that's so crazy to think that Stacy Peralta would do that.
Yeah. Well,
so
he was
weird.
on a mission. With him, back then, skateboarding wasn't like, I got to have the sickest, most perfect trick. I mean, there's so much out there you have to compete with. Back then, there wasn't videos. There wasn't anything to watch. So it was with him was get it out. Because also getting it out, like, having to produce those movies took forever. So he was just, okay, we're filming like, he'd be like, yo, like there wasn't such thing as toe drag because everything was a toe drag.
Yeah.
Everything filmed was a keeper. It didn't matter.
That's kind of like a little bit like today now because
Yeah.
we're not in the like people are still filming full length videos and stuff, but like nowadays it's like if you're just creating content and creating a stream where people can tune in,
Yeah.
like so it's like doesn't always have to be the best thing, and sometimes not the hardest thing is the best thing, like just a good day out with your homies and you go filming all day, stack a bunch of clips, and it's not all bangers, but the feeling and the vibes there in the video, and you're like, dude, that was so sick to watch. Like I was just along for the ride. you know?
Like
Whatever happened.
Like watching your homeboy Nigel gets a little sterile at times.
Definitely. Yeah, it's too packaged. He
Yeah.
turned himself into a product on some level, where you want him to go back to being that dirty kid with dreads, just skating whatever, whenever, instead of like a fucking full-on uniform and an ass tattoo and all the major Slim Jim sponsors, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, the fuck am I watching? I'm watching a skating advertisement, like
Talladega Nights again.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's one of the best movies. Those kids in that movie are amazing too.
Yep. Hey, we got coffee.
Let's cheers. Let's get a
Cheers.
cheers going. It's Sunday, right? This is
I don't
what
know.
day it is.
It's sunny out again.
Yeah. I like the Static Age.
Oh, thank you.
What is this thing? Is it
It's
just
my
like a...
Static Age mug from my homeboy Derek.
Hell yeah, Derek. Shout out, dude.
Shout out.
Is it screen printed on it, looks like?
I don't think so. He
me
does
feel that
screen
thing.
printing, but
He does, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's rad. I think they make all sorts of stuff, like keychains and like every wacky little merch thing you could think of.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
This stuff stays pretty hot for a while then. Hold
Oh
some
yeah,
heat in.
they're cold. Yo, you're hot. I'm cold, man.
Oh, you're going cold?
I always.
I almost did it today.
Yeah,
I literally almost went cold, but I bailed out.
dude, I'm one of those. It's -30 out, and I'm drinking iced coffee.
Wow. And I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
It could be like 100 degrees and I'm drinking fucking hot coffee, just sweating my balls off.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, the hot coffee goes into your system. It hits different.
Yeah, it
You know,
does.
because you don't, ice cold coffee, your body has to warm it up to ingest it. Same thing with like ice water. You're out skating, like you drink some ice water, it's great.
Yeah.
But if you drink like a lukewarm water, it replenishes your body faster.
Yeah, true.
So you're getting just
Straight.
fast tracked caffeine. Exactly.
I need him to plug it right. Okay, so I wanted to start this I kind of want to start maybe at the beginning of tell me a little bit about how you grew up, where you grew up, move into your Uxbridge area where you're at now in the skate scene. Just walk me through that.
Well, I grew up in Medfield, which is kind of close to here, not too far away. Because we were talking about Medfield's next to Norfolk. I skate in the Norfolk Park and stuff. But yeah, I grew up in Medfield, small town, and back then there wasn't skateboarding.
Yeah.
It was like you go to Kmart or Bradley's and there'd be some like toy banana boards or whatever.
And what age did you get your board? Your first board?
My first real board, I don't even know. It was 1987, so that's probably
Dude, 87, so
87, 11 years old.
I was 5 years old or something. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you're old too.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Old Man Podcast.
We were talking about this last time. Tricky knees. And stuff.
Yeah,
We're so not that old, though.
dude. It's. I feel like once you get over the hump, you're like, I'm just gonna be a kid forever.
Yeah.
People are so scared. Like, oh my god, I'm hitting 30. Like,
Yeah.
dude, once you hit 40, it's like the I don't give a fuck level kicks in, and you're just like, I'm good.
If you did it right too, if you've like lived your life and got out some of your aspirations and like didn't just follow all the rules, but you just kind of like were able to live, when by the time you get to 40, it's like, yeah, I've done a lot of shit. Like you don't feel like you missed out, you know? So getting old doesn't seem so bad.
Absolutely.
I'm 38. I'll be 39 in November, but like I feel that way. Or I felt that way when I was like 20, to be honest.
Are you a Sagittarius?
God damn it, no. Scorpio, dude.
Okay, because I'm
don't
a
know what that
Sagittarius.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Well, because I'm December, you're November.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, well, that'd be weird. But then hot and cold, yin yang.
Yeah, true. Everything I hear about Scorpio is we're good at in the bed, but I don't believe any of the shit, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
And I'm decent in bed if I'm being humble.
I think you actually shut me up for once.
All right, so back to Mendon. Mendon's where Rad was, right?
Mendon.
Or,
Medfield.
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 Oh, okay.
No,
where was Rad?
Rad was in Mendon. Correct.
Mendon, which is how far from there? It's like
From Medfield?
where you grew up.
Probably like 40 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that is like Rad, which shout out to John and all the Rad family, because that was such a key place to so many people, and that memory still stays alive, and that energy is still alive in Uxbridge Skate Park today.
How long was that park there for?
Dude, it was a year short of 10 years.
Wow, that's a good run, dude. For a
Yeah.
park, like an indoor park is no easy thing. Just like a skate shop, you know.
Absolutely.
Just like in a skate brand, it's hard to make money off
Any
of skateboarding.
business,
Yeah,
any small business these
yeah.
days that makes it almost a decade is extremely commendable.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Medfield in 1987. I mean, I cruise around on little banana boards and stuff and fun. You're 11 years old. It's whatever.
Those things are so fun. There's like a lot of butt boarding, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I look back and I'm like, I did that, and then I got a real board, and I'm like, no, I can't. It was like, because when the first time I got, you call it a big board. I got a big board.
Yeah.
But how that, when skateboarding got serious to me somewhat, back then, all there was VHS tapes. And even at that, there wasn't like skate movies out really. You wouldn't see anything,
It was still like new, especially on the East Coast. It was so new.
It was exactly. And on the East Coast, if you're lucky enough to get a Thrasher magazine, there'd be pictures of vert skating. And like, nobody has a vert ramp on the East Coast. Well, yes, there were vert ramps, but like,
especially nowadays, it's very rare.
yeah, when you're 11 years old, you have no idea somebody's got some vert ramp hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
But the way I really got into it was, being a kid watching the Police Academy movies.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that
because they were hilarious. You got the dude making all the noises,
Michael Winslow.
yeah, and like it was, they're a little bit raunchy, and you'd see some things that you weren't supposed to see. You'd hear some language you weren't supposed to hear. It was great. But then Police Academy 4 came out. Citizens on what? Citizens on Patrol.
On Patrol.
And they had skateboarders in it. The Bones Brigade was in there doing stunts.
Dude,
And,
all right, so Bobcat Goldthwaite was in that too.
dude,
I forgot the voice.
hilarious.
Right?
I don't know.
Skateboarders. Let's see. Oh, it had the scene in here too, actually, too.
This is skateboarding. So many dudes just got soaked on that right there.
1987, dude.
Yep.
Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol.
So that's when I started skateboarding. That movie right there.
Here we go. Cameo appearances by skateboarders Steve Caballero, Chris Miller. How good is Chris Miller? I mean, Steve Cab obviously too, but Chris Miller's fucking unbelievable.
I underrated that they don't talk about him as much.
I know,
these
dude.
days. The old schoolers talk about him like
like he's a god.
yeah.
Dude. Tommy Guerrero, Lance Mountain, Mike McGill, and Tony Hawk.
Yep, and
Those
that's
are in there.
back to Stacy Peralta, man. He knew what he was doing because he had his crew,
Yeah.
and he was gonna put them like, oh, you need some skateboarders for a movie? Here's my crew.
Yeah.
Because aside from it's the Bones Grade plus Chris Miller.
Yeah, yeah,
and
true.
Chris Miller was just rad. Like put him in there too.
Yeah, he's homies with them all for sure.
Absolutely. But yeah, just seeing like, and that was, what the thing was, they street skated. And that was
Yeah.
like 1987. That's like 86 was about when like Mark Gonzalez started getting really popular, you know, because his deck was everywhere. And like street skating was something you can adapt to on the East Coast.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, we don't know vert ramps. We don't understand it, you know.
And it's like expensive to like have all that stuff, but street skating you just need a curb in your board.
Yeah.
Basically.
And that's how it started, you know. So like all of a sudden we're like, oh, wait a minute. There's a curb in our yard. Dude, yep.
I'll
There
put
it
this.
is.
I'll put this in the podcast. 11 minutes in. So
Absolutely.
Police Academy.
And
I'll put some of the footage in there.
it's funny. A lot of people talk about that was their gateway into skateboarding because
Oh shit! The
It was-
Sparks,
right?
dude. The Sparks. They had tail devils. They must have.
yeah, they've had a couple of those products like come back around like things you could put on the trucks that make it spark and stuff, and you know,
Dude, I could see how this got you into it for real.
dude,
Like,
it's
they're-
rad.
What? You see that 1-footer? That
Yeah.
like airwalk judo thing? The angles are awesome too. They're
Yeah.
doing vert tricks on the street basically off of launch ramps.
Yeah, I mean, that just changed everything.
Do you know what that one's called? Where you like take your foot off to the side and you're grabbing the board?
I think it's a judo.
It is judo, right? All right.
Um,
I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna make sure I put this in the pod for the peeps
Absolutely.
because it's amazing to see that again.
So yeah, that came out, and then I was like, 11 years old, I wanted to go out and emulate that, like, like just skate around. And at that point, I still had my little banana board, and I'm like just pretending. I'm like wishing I had a big board, but then my neighbor had a legit Kevin Stobb deck that was amazing, and he ended up getting a new board and was like, "Here, you can have this."
That's sick.
He probably sold it to me for something, but like I don't know. At 11 years old, like.
Doesn't matter.
It was, I don't even know, like he's probably like $20 or something, you know.
Yeah.
And
He changed your life with a legit board.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Game changer for sure.
Absolutely. And then it was just, that was just my prized possession, when you have your first real deck, like it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And then it was, then I was a skater,
Yeah. It's crazy. Kevin Stobb, right? He's like punk rock though. He writes for Birdhouse, I think.
Yeah.
And he has like he's always skating vert, different color hair. And,
Yeah,
like,
he
all
was
types-
always, different. He was doing his own thing, always, and just a rad human being,
Did you look into him when you got the board? Where you're like, I got to figure out who the fuck this.
Well,
dude
see,
is?
that's the thing is how.
yeah.
Back then it was like, you'd get, I started getting Thrasher, and it's like once in a while, I'd be like, yes, there's a picture of Kevin Stobb,
Yeah.
but all you saw was like a picture. And like a lot of times with him, like it was a hand plant or something like that. Once again, like I can't do a hand plant.
Yeah.
Like,
You're out your
Yeah.
front street looking at the fucking flat ground.
yeah.
Gotta figure this one out.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're Tom Stearns, shout out. Like
Tom Stearns.
Tom Stearns hand
Oh,
plant.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah. He's
good.
He's got such a nasty
How old's
street
Tom?
plant. How old's Tom?
Yeah, roughly.
Am I allowed to give that away on the?
He's not. He like women care about that. I don't think. Right?
No,
Like,
I think he's still in his 40s. I think he's like around 48,
legend.
47. Yeah,
That's legendary. Be doing hand plants on the streets at 40 in your 40s.
he's amazing.
That's
he's
heavy.
great.
Yeah, and he skates so much. I'm constantly seeing Instagram. I'm like, it's amazing that people make time with full lives and families, and it's so easy to rip skateboarding away from you just because of like a job and family and kids and obligation and responsibility. It always blows my mind when a full-on adult who has a whole life decides like, no, I'm hanging on to this fucking thing. Because skateboarding's so trivial, it
Yeah.
can be. It's like, it's amazing to me that people make time,
And I'll tell you one more thing about Tom, and this goes to like, you're never too old,
Yeah.
so to speak. Like, because people like to be like, oh, I can't do that, or he started street skating like 2 years ago.
That's
like
insane.
he was strictly transition,
Sick.
and so now shove it's and all that. Like, he got third place in the All I Need Jam.
Dude. Yeah.
And it just amazing. Like I watched him, like, cause he had, big vert board, big wheels, and like now he's riding small wheels and like, popsicle shapes. And I'm like, yeah, it's great. Don't ever stop, and don't ever think that you can't do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Find a way to do it and make it happen.
Yeah. I 100% agree, man. And skateboarding is that thing too that I'm so grateful that you don't need the vert ramp.
No,
Just
thank
go
God.
outside and ride around with your friends and have a crew and like
Yeah.
be able to. And you can be young or old, which is unbelievable. You know, there's a lot of sports and shit where it's just like you age out of it. You know what I mean? Whereas like skating, it's you don't really age out of it if you don't want to. You know
Exactly.
And there's no like the diversity in skateboarding. It's all cliche to say this, but like it wasn't when we were growing up. It used
No.
to just be like certain type of person doing it, everyone else didn't know or whatever. And now it's just like exploded where it's the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
I think it's just people realize skateboarding is beneficial for people, you know, like so now all types of people value it or see the value in it, you know.
Yeah. And it's hard. Going back to, when I started skateboarding and stuff, by the time I got to high school, I mean, and first of all, back then you had to hide the fact that you're a skater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the time, when I, freshman year, walk into the building for the first time, I was like walking down the hall, my man biscuit, thrown into the lockers, skater fag. Like they just knew, and it was like, there weren't any other skaters in the town.
Yeah.
And that sucked too. Cause skateboarding's so a collective, like when you're skating in a group of people, there's just like that session, like, so, back then, like if you wanted to skate, like you were just skating by yourself,
Yeah.
figuring it out, and to be, the only skater in a whole school, it sucked.
Especially if people don't understand it. They
No.
just think you're dirty because your clothes are ripped, your shoes are ripped. They just think you're like a weird social outcast. I grew up kind of the same way in New Hampshire. There wasn't many people skating. It's like me and my friend Dale, and we were just trying to get people into it.
Yeah.
But same thing, like it took a long time for people to be like, oh, yeah, these guys are actually kind of cool,
Yeah.
And same, I moved to New Bedford, and I remember like I was skating down the sidewalk, and like a little girl like being like, fuck you, skaters, throw a glass ball.
Exactly.
I'm like, just, where's the hostility? Like, what's going on, dude? People definitely coming up. People did not embrace it.
No.
Yeah.
And it was, but at the same time, that made you embrace it more.
Yeah.
Because like this is special, and that's, I think, the both of us try to instill that into kids today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's you can spot them in the crowd, the kids who just bought a skateboard or just like hanging out just to hang out with the skaters, versus the people who are like, I love this, I need this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's why you embrace those. Like this is what you want to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is something positive, and it's something that teaches you so many life skills. Like where else did you fall down and get back up for 3 hours at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Rodney Mullen, I believe, went to speak at MIT because one of the professors like, you need to teach like the way you go about everything with skateboarding, like if we could apply that to science, you know what I mean, or anything to better humanity, just because it's so true. Like you go out, you're skating, you're constantly adapting, you're constantly changing, it's constant trial and error.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. And Rodney Mullen's been on that for a long time, and he's articulate enough to be able to explain it to some nerds.
Yeah.
I agree with you, man. Like true lifers out there understand like how much skating has changed their life for the better, or made them a better person, or inadvertently gave them life skills that they didn't realize they were learning at the time, and you're like, whoa, dude, all those times I didn't give up, and just like it trained me to like pursue something till you find an answer. And like that's basically learning a trick. So it's crazy to see like it's like a clash of cultures right now as mainstream's accepting it, like skateboarding a bit, but like you can see all the people that are just in it for clout.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they're just in it for the fashion of it, or they're in it for the appeal, the look of it. And then you see the people that are in it for the actual art or the actual process of it. You know what I mean? Which is there's a divide right now amongst it, which I'm not hating on either or, because like if people just want to be into the social side of it and hanging out and shit, it's like we all need a club,
Yeah.
Like people need.
I mean,
And I agree, man. I try to be a good influence wherever I go, because skateboarding, if you're not like a shithead and you don't turn people off and you're more inviting, like that skateboard, they might build their identity through playing with that thing, and it might change their life, pull them out of poverty, like happens for people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one thing The concrete don't care who you are.
No. Fuck no, it'll knock whoever's teeth out.
Yeah. But back to what you're saying about applying skateboarding skills, like look at you right here with All I Need, World Industries, the podcast, the YouTube channel. Like 20 years ago, did you think that you're like, oh well, this is just what I'm gonna do, and what? No, you're like, okay, well, this is what obstacles in front of me, and this is where I want to be. I'm gonna go there. And then, well, now this obstacle's in front of me, and this is what you just keep like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. And then, okay, well, now that I did this, I can do this. It's like just stacking a line, like stacking clips. Like, all right, well, I got here. Now, how do I get there? Okay, well, this is how I get there.
Yeah.
It's
persistence. Definitely. Skating teaches you how to persist at something. Like, if you really want to learn that trick, you're going to have to try every which way that doesn't work, so that it doesn't work, and then find the way that does work. And then when you do find the way to land on that kickflip or whatever trick it is, then you're going to have to build it into your muscle memory. So that means you're not finished just because you landed one.
Yeah.
I see that in some kids when they land the first one and they're like, top of the mountain. And I'm like, oh, man, you're only at the beginning of this hell. It's going to be the best, worst thing ever because you're going to become a perfectionist because it's never going to be good enough for certain people, And then you just keep going until you polish the turd, and then you have a crispy kickflip or whatever trick it is, But it's like, with all this stuff, it's the same thing. It's just like you're saying, like I wanted to keep skateboarding in my life, so I'm like, how do I do this as I get older and I'm not like, in the magazines and videos, and I can't do what I used to be able to do on a board. It's like adapt or die, and it's like,
exactly.
I want to sit down and talk about skateboarding with people that love skateboarding. How do I do that? And then I realized a podcast is possible. I'm like, I can just reach out to other people that love the same thing I do and like engage in awesome conversations maybe once a week or whatever. Like, fuck, let's figure that one out real quick, because now I'm connected to people that I don't feel so alone, because like for a long time, if you're a skateboarder, at least for me growing up, I always felt like alone a lot until I met a bunch of other skaters, but I didn't have that many. So you're always in your head,
Yeah.
feel like you're by yourself.
Yep.
And then same with like the company and stuff. It's like, I don't have anyone sponsoring me, so why don't I flip that around and become the sponsor?
Exactly.
How do I do that? And then just try to pay attention, learn, and what skills do you need? Like, and it's not like a lot of things too is like for kids and stuff, they think it's going to be fast, They have the vision of what they want, and then they don't realize that it's not going to be fast. Like, it's a windy road, Like,
exactly.
It's a process, just like the trick. It's like you picture landing that trick, but then you got to actually apply it in real life, So the same with the brand too. It's just like, fucking have faith and have a vision and a dream, and then just keep going. And there's going to be obstacles, and it's probably not going to be as awesome as you thought at first, but if you keep going, you can figure it out and start to control it a little bit, figure out where to direct it.
Speaking of keep going, I did go on the internet and look, that your podcast, nobody's officially said it yet, but it is starting to be known as the longest running podcast.
Hell yeah.
Because Nine Club started in 2016.
Oh yeah, I got
dude. You were you were going long before then.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you said, time will tell. Like, looking back in this 20 years, like, what was the first skateboarding podcast? It's the All I Need podcast.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
Yeah, and that's a testament to my insanity, because like once I get onto something, I'm like, I just can't give up on this thing, especially if I enjoy it on any level. You know what I mean? It's like I just gotta hang on to this thing and ride through the highs and lows.
Exactly.
It's not about number one. It's about just fucking figuring out how to do it and get good at it and enjoy it and continue to enjoy it. So you can. It's same with building a brand. Like you have your brand with Vulture Crew. It's like you get in, you scratch the surface, figure out the beginning step, and then from there it's like a million things unfold where you're like, I could do this, or I could try to figure that out, or that's an obstacle I got to figure out. And over years and time, you start to like adjust and figure out where you want to go with it, and then you figure out the things in your way, and you figure out how to get around those or over them or defeat them, and then eventually you look back and you're like, oh, we're building something sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is so, it starts to form. That was one of the things I wanted to ask you. Actually, before we go forward, were your parents stoked on you skating and stuff? And I know you're into music too, so.
No. I mean, it was,
I only ask because you're a parent now. So
yeah.
it's like
it was, a little bit of a rough childhood. There was a lot, drinking and drugs, and my parents and stuff, and they split up when I was a teenager. Just getting into those years, like, freshman in high school. I get, my family life falling apart. I go to school and I'm getting thrown into lockers for being a skateboarder for something I do in my own free time, which I don't even, I don't dress the part at school. I don't anything, like, I'm not bothering anybody or talking to anybody, but still getting picked on because I'm a skateboarder.
Yeah, and that's like a testament to, like, people have influence, and they might think that's like a silly thing, and they're just being like, but it's like you already have a hole you're trying to get out of, and then they push you into the hole again. You're like, fuck.
It's a Jocktown. Everybody's playing football and stuff like that, and I'm like, I wanted nothing to do with that. Kind
of like anti-culture. Exactly from that, yeah.
But I mean, my mother was very supportive. I mean, I still can't believe the things she did for us. Back in the day, back then, there weren't skate parks. I mean, there was never a public skate park at the East Coast back then. I think we started getting the first ones probably 97 around.
And when they popped up, they're all like 4 feet below, and the winters made the lips pop up, so you couldn't even ride up quarter pipes or fly boxes without getting. It was
all those prefabs, and a lot of them are still out there, and a lot of people have bondoed and cemented them to make them skatable. Yeah. I remember the first time I'm like, we have a skate park? What the fuck is this? Because I can't do anything here.
You almost want to just go skate out in the public.
Yeah, it was like, you go like, okay, that'd be cool, but like, I'm riding 39 millimeter wheels, because that's how small they were back then. And then you'd have a crack that was like 2 feet deep.
Yeah, not gonna work.
No. But anyway, back to my mom, there was so I remember back in Thrasher, like, one issue they had like a skate park listing, and there was ZT Maximus in Cambridge, which were like, yo, mom, you gotta bring us there. And I'm like, I'm a little kid, and me and my little brother, and she drove us, this is before GPS, before anything, she drove us into Cambridge, and like ZT was like down a little alleyway, brick building, like, all right, here you go, guys, see you later. Like, and now being a parent, I'm like, where did she go after that? I'm like, she just dropped us off and like took off. I'm like, and it was like, and she's very responsible and everything. I'm not saying that, like, she knew we could hold our own, but
she probably came in, saw the vibes, was like, they'll be all right.
It was sketchy. Yeah. But I mean, because back then, like, I wasn't the sole person that was getting picked on for being a skateboarder. Skateboarding was picked on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there was anybody who skated back then knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It was,
literally people thought I was a poor kid, but like, and there are other poor kids out there, but literally people thought I was double poor because everything had holes in it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, this is just what I'm wearing because this is what I do when I skate all the time. Like, as soon as I'm out of here, I'm going fucking skating. Like, I'm not dressing up for this because I'm already prepared. So it's like, you just get like, they think you're dirty, and you're just like, they didn't understand what you're actually out there doing. It just seems like you're all drug addicts and whatever, they like bunch you in. I get it. Skateboarding is complex and weird. If you've never tried it, you could box it up easy and pretend like it's something it's not,
Yeah. So
yeah, that happened.
She'd bring us to Cambridge, and then I found out about another one, and I want to say it was in Warwick. It was in Rhode Island. I call it Warwick. I actually talked to Donnie Barley.
Was it Greenside?
No. It was. I mean, this is. It's hard for me to find the year too, because there's absolutely nothing on the internet. I can't get anybody to confirm this park existed except for Donnie Barley. He said it was called Skater's Edge, like pre-Skater's Edge.
I've heard of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we would go to that park all the time. I can't find a picture. I can't find anything on the internet. I can't find anyone else to acknowledge it except Donnie Barley. And it was like, I'm like, Donnie, yeah, you'd walk in, there's a spine ramp in the middle. There's like a 4 or 5 foot ramp on the left, and there's like a bigger, like 7 foot ramp on the right.
Yeah.
And it was this nothing. I can't find anything. But it was funny because I was listening back to your back catalog. I think a couple of years ago I was listening to the Donnie Barley interview. I'm like, oh my god, he mentioned that park. I'm like, it does exist.
Yeah,
because I thought I was getting into one of those weird dimension things where like
you just remember you made it up.
Was it called the Mandela effect or whatever, where like you like something like isn't really exactly how you remember it.
Yeah. You're just sparking me to have Donnie back on so I can pry him about it a little more.
Oh, dude, definitely. You got.
the
I mean,
details.
regardless, you got to get him back on. He's such a legend and such a nice dude.
Yeah.
I think people would be stoked to hear from him again.
Yeah, the last one we did was like Christmas or Thanksgiving. I like made it. I was like, I'm gonna have Donnie on for the holiday. You know,
Nice.
I think it was like a day after the holiday, just to like reflect.
Yeah.
Donnie's the man. I owe Donnie a lot of thanks because he helped me get sponsored by Birdhouse, and
That's so rad.
Yeah,
It's so rad you rode for Birdhouse, dude.
it's a trip, man.
That's so sick.
It's cool. Yeah, it was a cool opportunity for sure. But before we get too far, school, pushing in lockers. We're talking about kind of Maximus. Your mom would take you
Yeah.
there. That's sick.
And then, so right about now, 8 Ball opened up in Bellingham.
I missed out on 8 Ball.
Dude, 8 Ball was amazing because,
Everyone I respect talks about it or brings it
well,
up.
it was, the skate parks. You had, ZT Maximus in Cambridge, which, dude, the fact that my mom would drive some suburban kids out to Cambridge and drop them off, like, that was huge.
Legend.
And then whichever park this was in like Warwick or something, still once again, like, it was in the suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
A park opened in the suburbs, dude. The opening day, it was crazy. I mean,
8 Ball, right?
yeah, the opening day 8 Ball. I've never seen so many skaters in my life. It was so, like, you couldn't skate. Like, it was so crazy. And there was you walk in, there was a room with just like a little quarter pipe, like, and then like it was just just an empty room. They put a quarter pipe there, and the back room had a spine ramp and like a 5-foot ramp with a roll in.
Yeah.
And
Sounds sick.
then there was a basement and shout out to Brian Hansen for Concrete Wave,
Yeah.
and 8 Ball and everything he did for skateboarding for so long.
He's the one who is involved with 8 Ball then?
Yeah, he owned 8 Ball. Well, to back the story up, he owned Concrete Wave in Milford.
I remember it's went on for a long time, man.
Very long time.
Long time.
Yep. So
Which is unbelievable. Again, like it's not easy business, and you got to really fight for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, to have a skate shop.
So we were customers at Concrete Wave Milford, and then he's like, "Yo, mate, opening up a skate park, 8 Ball." And the first day, dude, it was so much chaos. It was amazing, but it was absolute chaos.
Just bumper cars.
Hundreds and hundreds of kids. And the funny thing was, there was a stairway downstairs, which he didn't have the basement rented out. So he just kind of
technically.
It's not technically. So he put some ramps down there, and
That's a skater characteristic too.
exactly, like, there's a big open space with concrete floors. We're putting ramps down here, and it was like, dude, I remember by the end of the day, just everything was broken. Just
Yeah.
like, if you could had a couple hundred skaters like on some jump ramps and stuff, and it was just destroyed. And it was like it was the best.
That's another reason why people are like, used to be like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Because it's the destroy part of skate and destroy, Sometimes you gotta fucking go out there and destroy shit to figure it out. Like, especially when you're playing with a skateboard, it's like you go grind some curbs and one
Yep.
gets chipped, but you
Yep.
grind it 1,000 fucking times or whatever. Kids in general,
Yeah.
they need like a spot to go be self-destructive, not self-destructive, but a little destructive, where it's like controlled kind of, where they can have a little risk. That's the thing I like about skateboarding. It's awesome is that you're mitigating risk for yourself, because as long as you're aware, like whenever we do skate lessons, I'm always like, all right, you gotta be aware you can get hurt, like this thing's dangerous. So you're already entering something that's slightly dangerous because you're on wooden wheels and you have to balance. If you don't balance and you send it, like this generation likes to do, is let's send it or whatever, It's like a scooter phrase almost. Send it. And I'm always like, it's not a full send. It's like a controlled send. You want to find the line and then go
Yeah.
past the line a little bit. You don't want to just send it off. Because nothing's worse when someone just drops in and they didn't work their way up from the bottom and they just get brutally hurt,
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, dude, like, that's a full send, but now you're just like, you can't do anything because your leg's broken or whatever,
Yep.
Bums me out. But yeah,
So,
that's
talk about-
sick that place exists. Like, a skate park is amazing because there is risk involved, Like, you're doing something dangerous. Just like riding a bike or anything, you can get hurt. But people got to open those places, man.
Yeah.
They're crucial.
And it was, being a little kid there. Well, little kid. I was beginning teenage years.
You're a kid, bro.
But yeah,
Child.
seeing so many amazing skaters there, which Jamal Williams was like
Legend.
Dude. The first we would be driving there, I'd be like, oh my god, do you think Jamal's gonna be there?
Yeah, I get
because
that.
like he was dude, his style
I was gonna say.
sick, and
Yeah.
he was he was sponsored and everything,
And
it
his
was just
demeanor too. He's like one of the coolest dudes
dude,
ever.
always big smile. That's
Yeah.
that's why you see somebody smiling and like enjoying the fact that they're skateboarding. That's what I'm drawn to. I'm like, yeah, I want to be part
Jamal,
of that.
yeah.
And definitely set the press. Like that's what I want skateboarding to be. Happy, pushing the edge and but it was always awesome seeing him. Then people like Mike Bell.
Hell yeah, Mike's
Mike
the
Bell, the Streets and Sidewalks.
He's been
like,
on the pod.
dude. Mike Bell, Jamal, also, dude, Mike Graham.
Yep.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Legend, dude.
One
Rippers.
of such the style, the pop, like oh my God.
Yeah.
And he was always just a huge influence. Just watching him skate, it was just amazing.
Charlie Wilkins too is one that was from this area that I always was like, dude, Charlie destroys, and just like a good ambassador for skateboarding, Yeah.
But yeah, I was always skating 8-ball with those guys. Like, and I was like on the outside. They had their little crew, like Mike Graham and Kyle V. Rest in peace. I know he was everybody's homie. Jimmy Boyce, Justin Glatto, like all these names, like the local park kids.
Yeah.
That's
sick.
But which I might as well say, like, dude, Jeremy. My God.
Trying to remember.
Yeah, the
Not Rogers.
yeah,
Skateboarder.
yes.
Rapper.
Oh my God, yeah. I want to say Jeremy Rogers, but then I was getting mixed up with one of the older Rogers. But yeah, Jeremy, dude. When I skated 8-ball, put it this way, Jeremy Rogers, who legend, I got that. He's awesome. You can't take his skate parts away from him. Like,
He's amazing
oh my
skateboarder.
God, absolutely amazing.
Funny dude too.
Dude.
Personality wise, like
Yeah.
he is hilarious. And when he was on Girl and stuff, all those like intro skits, those intermediate skits were amazing.
Dude, Jeremy Rogers, just local legend who went huge. When I skated 8-ball, he was still on rollerblades. Like he was
Him
one of
and
the
Akil.
rollerblades. Yeah, and he was destroying it. Like I said,
sure.
like
he's probably the greatest rollerblader ever.
absolutely no disrespect for that dude whatsoever. He's an absolute legend. But like back then, like it was pre-skateboarding. Like that, it was just cool times back then.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's cool.
Jamal, dude. Back to Jamal real quick. I went on a skate trip with Jamal when I rode for Syndrome. I rode for Phantom Trucks. Do you remember Phantom Trucks?
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah, I can picture the logo. But
Yeah, they had like a hood and like a
Yeah.
skeleton looking face. The trucks used to come with like this thing glued on the hanger, and it was the logo of the Phantom, and you could pop them off. Like I don't know if you were supposed to, but if you grinded enough, they would just fall off,
Yeah.
But you could pop them off too and put them back on and shit. But yeah, I did a tour. Shout out to Jason Maxwell, legend out there. He was kind of in control of FKD and Phantom and Silver Syndrome distribution. And he took us on a trip to Boston where I lived. So he just invited me, and I got to hang out with Jamal and Aaron Yeager and him, and like it was such a heavy crew, dude. Jamal, Jerry Fowler. Like I got a tour around Boston as a little kid, like with the legends that I just got a day in the life with.
That's
And Jamal
crazy.
was the fucking man. He just like everywhere we went, he knew someone. He would
my
just
God.
dip out.
Yeah,
would
he
be like,
was-
yo, I'll be back in a little bit, and he'd go up into like an apartment building, hang out for a while, hang out with his friend, come back, meet us at the next spot, skate, then same thing, see someone off the side, like, oh, I'll be right back, dude.
dude, a tour of
Like a
Boston
mayor.
with Jamal. Are you kidding?
It was
me?
legendary.
I'm like, that is
Yeah.
like, oh man.
I think the article was in Strength. Do you remember Strength magazine? There used to be a magazine called Strength that had skateboarding and snowboarding in it.
Yeah.
And we had an article from that tour in it.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude. Jamal's the man. And just from watching him skateboard, you can feel that he's like a solid human and like his style, and then to meet him and he lives up to it is always the best thing,
Yep.
They say don't meet your heroes, but sometimes it works out, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes they're nice, But he's always got a really great vibe.
Definitely. I kind of like got into like, I missed a lot of that because I was in New Hampshire for a long time and we didn't have really anything going on in New Hampshire besides what we built. We got a skate park built in Raymond, New Hampshire. We just raised money through the rec center The guy that worked at there was Mr. Bates. But they called him because he was the
Masturbates?
Yeah, he was the head dude
Yeah.
at the rec department. So I had to call him Master Bates, dude. But he he helped us raise like $7,000, and we built like a wooden pyramid, and like us in like the high school carpentry thing built like a small little skate park right near the fire department. I think it might still be there, but the ramps are probably destroyed. But where we had the ground paved is still there. Quarter pipe, pyramid with a hip, big ass rails. We made too much big stuff. But it was our first time figuring it out,
Yeah.
you know? But we had like a budget, and Master Bates was helping us out, dude. And yeah, and then like that happened, and then we just skated Ben Franklin's, which is flat ground, you know, and people are pissed at us because we're skating in front of their fucking retailing gods, you know,
Yeah.
like whatever. But then we'd go at nights because the light would be on at Ben Franklin, so you could skate there at night. But there was no like shops or anything that I knew of, you know. And then later I found out about Eastern Border. Like that was like a mind blower, you know, like that. But there's a skate shop. And then I moved to New Bedford eventually, and that's when I figured out about Solstice, and I figured out more about all these skate brands and all these pros and stuff. And it's like the whole world is, you know, besides what's in the magazine, but local stuff, you know. Just crazy when you find something local that you can go and be a part of. Is so awesome. I love that.
Yeah, we had a Ben Franklin we skated at too.
Sick. Like
and
the hardware store, was it?
Oh, this was a bank.
Oh, okay.
But it's crazy. I just think about this because Tim Anderson from Bob Shirt just brought this up to me the other day. We were talking. The curbs, it was like a strip mall with like, you know, the curb for the sidewalk. They had angle iron on them.
Oh, some of them.
Painted angle iron.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it was awesome. We would skate those forever.
That's so good. Yeah.
Right?
You can learn tricks and
Like,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. We had just rough ones at the time, but I remember finding the first metal one and being like, or going to New York City with like Steve R from Fibro, and he'd have us skate around the whole city, and then by the end of the day he'd bring us this perfect metal slappy curb in the middle of this perfect like street in New York, and you're just like so smooth. It's just heaven, you know.
Yeah.
Hours of fun, man. All right, so talking skate parks, growing up, kids. You got kids now, and they're getting into skating. That must be sick feeling.
It's fun because, you know, I don't really push anything on my kids.
I noticed that, which is
you
cool.
know, like what I want to do. Like, you know, I said this before. It doesn't matter if it's wrong. Just do something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
that's right.
just do something. You know, figure it out. But yeah, they kind of get it because of everybody, especially at Uxbridge Skate Park, where it's very inclusive. You know, a lot of skate parks can be kind of territorial, and I don't think on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think anybody sets out to be like, yo, this is my park. But like when you come up to a place and you're not from that place, you know, you can be kind of, it's like you can be intimidated.
Yeah,
You know, and especially
definitely.
Uxbridge, there isn't really an intimidation factor. You know, you go there and like everybody just wants to skate with you and have a good time. And
The vibes are super inviting.
yeah.
Which is amazing. And what I like about Uxbridge too is that there's a lot of small ramps. So no matter what age you are, you don't have to go and like worry about getting in the session so much, because you can find something small or flat ground or the curb to Wally or like there's something to just like get warmed up at.
Like so many days like on beat after, you know, work, you know, like I just worked 40, 50 hours. I'm like, I just want to just carve up this 2-foot ramp, do a grind and go down. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, like and that's why it's a good vibe. Just go there and hang out. And that's what the kids see that, you know, kids, they soak in everything, and they soak in like how much fun you're having and how, okay, this is my way to get some expression out. This is my way to get, you know, some tension off. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and it's rad because you work with kids a lot too. You know, when you see their face and they're like, oh, I figured out how to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And now you can apply that to so much more. Like, yeah, you just did a little slash grind on this little ramp. Now go do it on that one.
Yeah.
You know, like, wait a minute, I can. You know, it's like that self-exploration, that confidence builder, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing to see it.
On top of it being funnest fucking thing in the world. You know?
That's people used to get mad when kids would skate too. I remember like back in the day, they'd be like too many kids or whatever, you know, and you're just trying to backside flip over a kid or something,
Yeah.
you know. And I get that, but at the same time, it's like as you get older, it's like that's how you get to relive it, you know. You see that kid land that trick, and you see how excited you're like, oh yeah, it brings it right back, you know. The floodgates open again.
Yeah.
Such an important part of skating is like whoever wants to do it, like help them do it or just give them a space to do it, you know. There's not a lot of we have a lot of skateboarders, but compared to like other organized things or like sports or whatever kids are into, like skateboarding still like doesn't. I still find it weird when awesome when you find like a new skater. You're like, whoa, this person's into it.
Yeah,
you know.
Because I mean, you show up at the skate park and there's 50 people skating. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
there's so many people here. But you go to a football game, there's like 300.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly, yeah.
It's like no, it's still we're still the underdog.
Yeah.
we're in the Olympics, but we're still the underdog.
Yeah,
you know, what I
we're
mean?
barely. They're gonna kick us out. I bet.
Like-
Fine with that.
Like everybody's like, oh, did you watch skateboarding in the Olympics? I'm like, yeah, I saw like the 5 minutes they let me watch. Like, I'm like, you know, after half an hour trying to find where it was, like, cool, I saw like a run.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, even then they like, I don't know, I don't want to get too conspiracy theory, but
Gail,
like,
go for it. That's why we have the podcast.
it's like, you know, the heavily sponsored, like, you're damn right they're gonna show Nigel's heat.
There's politics in context.
Exactly.
There
That's what
definitely
they
is in
show
context.
Nigel's heat.
Yeah.
I got to see Andy Anderson's heat, which I was pretty stoked on because, you know, he's, he does his own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely, some people probably consider him a kook, but he's an extremely talented skater. And the fact that, you know, he got up and did freestyling in the Olympics, I'm
Hilarious.
like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
you did what you wanted to do. And that's what I'm like, I respect that. Like,
I'm sure he leans into being the kook though, intentionally a little bit.
but you know what? My point, like, he can back it up.
He's an amazing
Like,
skater.
that's what I'm like, you know what? If you can back it up, fucking do it. Yeah.
My homie used to say like we'd be in the van talking shit because that's like a pastime on a skate trip is just talking shit, especially if you have a magazine because you can just flip through and like
Yep.
if you have a pretty good sharp sense of humor, it's like you're gonna make fun of everything, including yourself. That's part of talking shit is making fun of yourself, you know, being able to take it when someone talks shit on you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna talk shit, you got to be able to take it. We'd be flipping through all these mags, just like destroying every pro, but in the same breath, we're like in awe of them, you know,
Yeah.
because they're in the magazine. and shit.
It's really good though.
Yeah, like, you can't argue that, but you can make fun of his hair or just like
Yeah.
whatever clothes he has because it's just you're with your homies and you're talking shit. But yeah, if you're gonna talk shit, you got to be able to let someone talk shit on you and laugh it off. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's what it is. It's a sport.
Yeah.
That's what type of sport I like.
Yeah. You
That's
need
more
some
fun.
humility, you know?
Yeah, but who were we talking about? What's his name? Andy Anderson.
Yeah.
He definitely leans into it.
Yeah.
I've listened to some of his stuff. I gotta listen to probably more of it to hear some of his reasonings and stuff. But like, I'm sure he just loves skateboarding and he just doesn't mind leaning into the stuff that people are gonna make fun of. You know?
Absolutely. And you know what? I listened to, he was on 9 Club right before the Olympics, and it was actually a good listen. Like, I was
sure
really
it is.
stoked. You know, he did exactly, he explained a lot of his reasoning.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow. You know?
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. It was like Mike V did the same thing.
Yeah.
Mike V was like kind of controversial to skateboarders, you know, because
Yeah.
he was like anti whatever was going on. He's like, dude.
Yeah.
Remember he just got like a car and like drove. He was like drive was the video, and he's going around doing like demos and stuff. Yeah. I make fun of Mike V a lot, but I really like respect the shit out of what he did. Like growing up watching Mike V with like what he pursued, you know, as an individual, like you can't really, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
awesome. But at the same breath, I can be like, he seems like an asshole.
Yep.
And I'm sure someone could say that about me, but I don't really care. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you can be an individual, and some people are gonna like you, some people aren't gonna like you. You know,
Yeah.
as long as you can laugh at yourself, you'll be
Well,
alright.
I mean, in his defense, like, you know, he was a pro skater on the East Coast in the 80s.
Not easy.
Not easy.
And the
Like,
attitude's a little different, you know.
Yeah, you were getting fucked with everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, props to him for that. You know,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
carried the torch.
And his skating, obviously, mind blowing. I remember him showing up at Tampa Pro and like still winning the best trick. Being
Dude,
probably the oldest dude out there.
That legendary.
Fucked up, yeah.
Like, that's so. I still think about that. Like, you know, how you do that. You know, especially with the way skateboarding is, like, you're being that old. Didn't he do it on one of his shaped street plant boards or something
Probably.
too? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, I think he did, and it just destroyed.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He's a complex character too, Mm-hmm. Like I'm sure Andy is too. I haven't heard enough about Andy. I got to look into him a little more, but Mike loved his skating, loved the drive, loved some of the principles he stands for. Didn't like him fighting 4 dudes in Jackass. Thought he was a kook for that.
Yeah, and
but I wasn't there, so who knows? But in my opinion, I'm like, that was a time where I was like, I don't really want to see people fighting, like skaters getting into a fight. Like, you could do it or whatever, but like I got into skating to get away from violence and fighting, And he was out there brawling,
Yeah, and I don't think he really is. I don't think he really likes the fact that stuff's out there either. I think he kind of is like, that was not.
He's got to live with it.
Not the way I want to be remembered, but
yeah. Mike V. I liked Mike V because he had some principles.
Yeah.
He was driven. He was focused. He was trying to figure out. Could have been an asshole at times, but it's just like being in the limelight with anything. It's just like plays out. Kids and everyone has to realize that nowadays too. Like all the media and stuff. It's like no one's perfect, and we have all these cameras and phones.
Yeah.
It's like you capture enough of your life. It's just like you have to live with that regardless.
Exactly.
And Mike V was always putting out stuff. So.
And I was gonna say that. Constantly reinventing himself, and not like consciously like, okay, I need to change now, but just the skater way, like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing now, and this is what I'm doing now. I think now he's living in Iowa or something, and just having the time of his life. Like, good for him.
Yeah, he's raised some kids too.
Yeah,
back to kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were talking about just like Chloe rips.
Oh yeah,
I think young ones. There's so many young rippers right now.
Yeah,
a lot of them come from that Uxbridge area too, man.
Absolutely.
So many of those kids like found me for skate lessons or just met me at the edge and we skated, and I'm like, dude, there's something going on out there. You know? That's why we threw the jam there, because I'm like, there's so many like rad skateboarders coming out of Uxbridge right now.
Dude, the jam was so much fun.
Oh yeah,
I do have a bone to pick with you though.
Please, pick your bones.
Listen.
Was it when we played the song and it was rage and it went fuck you?
Oh no, I got no problem with that at all. Like, listen, it's so fun. Like with my kids, I'm like, they know not to swear. They don't swear. Like, they know, like, and I don't tell them like, you don't swear because I told you not to. I'm like, listen, well, you don't swear because you know what? It's you shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It makes you sound bad. Whatever. You shouldn't. Like, but I listen.
Curse words. They curse your life. Don't curse your life too much.
I mean, but. Music wise, I try not to play NWA. It happens. Rage Against the Machine. Fuck you. I won't. It happens. I don't censor the music. I'm like, if Fuck the Police comes on, usually I'll skip it.
Turn it down.
Exactly. But the thing is, I acknowledge it. You know what I mean? I don't pretend it's not there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, listen, it's because it's art. You know what I mean? It's art. It's profanity. Whatever.
And if they get old, if kids are lucky and they get older, they're gonna swear.
Yeah, and dude, I put it on the kids' music station, and there's a lot of swears in it.
Oh, there is?
They sneak in all sorts of stuff. I'm like, what? What is this?
Yeah.
Like Ariana Grande stuff. We listen to her a lot.
Yeah. They slip it in more subtle ways.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like, what the
I'm
fuck
like,
are they
exactly.
talking about?
I'm like, that's dirty.
I'd rather just you say fuck than like this weird.
I'm like, yeah,
message.
like at least that's like a straight 4-letter word. Like the scene you're painting right now. Like, come on.
Yeah, they're brutal. Some of them.
So, anyways, if you could picture this, I'm in a 35 and older group, skateboard, getting ready to do my run.
Yes.
I'm all psyched. I'm trying to get psyched up to go out, and I'm like, I'm from a thrash generation. We're thrashers.
Like
Skate and destroy all this stuff, and I'm getting amped. Like, I'm like, all right, I want to go out there. I want to kill it. I want to do my best. I want to get psyched up. As soon as the song starts, start your run.
Oh shit.
Motherfucker plays Fleetwood Mac.
Dude.
I'm sitting there pushing. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how am I supposed to get amped up to like Skate and Destroy? And they're like, Rihanna. I'm like, come on, dude.
Sorry.
I'm like, dude, you just twisting that knife. Like, yeah, man, you're a little bit older than me. I'm like, all the little kid, Lincoln's dropping into like Black Sabbath and all this rad stuff, and I'm like, Do you think I'm listening to Fleetwood Mac at home?
Sorry.
I'm like, my parents listen to Fleetwood Mac. I'm like, I'm not that old.
I'm an old soul.
Like some punk rock,
It was probably not intentional.
Yeah,
it was
alright.
probably a panicking move because
Yeah.
like sometimes that iPod thing was like not playing for 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
We literally had to sub it out at one point because I think the heat again.
Yeah.
Like technology and being outside and that was probably what it was. It was probably like they're getting Rihanna or whatever.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. One way around that, for anyone who has ever come to any of the All I Need events, and I'm on the microphone, is for sure come up to me way ahead of time and be like, if you can play like something along this lines, then when I see you, I'll remember, and I'll be like, usually if I have help too, it's a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a DJ and whatnot. So, but yeah. Next time, but you still got second, so you're welcome. Because you fucking that Fleetwood Mac got you fired up enough to get second, dude.
Well, I just, you know what? You have to get into your zone. You have to get into your head. And I'm like, I just thought Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks is here with me.
Exactly.
Witchy woman.
Yeah.
It's just,
the vibes are there.
Yeah. And then I got Talon on the mic.
Yeah.
Talon, he was, dude.
Talon's a G, dude.
Oh yeah.
I've been hanging out with Talon for a while. He's such a he's such a child, but he's like beyond his years.
He's talented.
Yeah, he's talented.
I got
awesome.
dad jokes for days.
That's pretty good, dude. Talon's a G, and he did great on the mic.
Yeah, it's
I was
awesome.
like, this is sick, man. Little MC, dude.
No, but that was so much fun. And you know what?
Second, right? I wasn't
I
wrong.
got second.
Yeah, hell
To
yeah. Congrats.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah, that was our first annual 35 and over jam at Uxbridge. And again, Uxbridge is not, there's big ramps, but there's a lot of small ramps, a lot of low impact, a lot of runs and lines, and like at 35 and over, it's a fun park to do a jam at. Yeah.
Which I'm just gonna segue. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna cut right in.
Okay.
This is an all I need jam next week.
Oh yeah, we were
There
going
is?
to bring this up.
Yes.
Yeah.
In New Hampshire.
Hell yeah, this is going to be awesome. If
Yeah.
anybody's in the New Hampshire area and looking for an awesome day full of cool ass skateboarders that are looking to have fun and live music, and we'll have the microphones, and there's a spot to go swimming after and get ice cream and food, like all types of cool stuff. Let me actually official plug.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched. I'm gonna try to get some guys up there. I'm gonna come up there and we're gonna camp out with my girls.
Yes.
And it just dude, skateboarding, swimming, ice cream, tenting, campfire.
Classic.
And just a lot of good people, man.
All right, so Saturday, August 21st, jam starts at noon, all ages, because we're gonna do multiple jams. Give out some good stuff, some decks and whatnot. Sponsored by World Industries, All I Need, and Balthazar's Ice Shack, which is where we're gonna head back to after the jam to get some food. And there's a lake right near there that everyone goes swimming at. It's super fun. So we did it last year and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I remember seeing the videos, and I want to do it this year. It looks so much fun. In fact, after this podcast, my plans for this afternoon, I want to go home and make sure my tents are all straight.
Solid move.
Yeah,
Solid move.
and then I probably need to order some air mattresses and stuff.
Yeah. Talon and his mom and dad showed up, and I helped them put their tent together because they
Nice.
were kind of rushing to get there, and they got there, and then it was like kind of dark, and I was like, they're trying to put a tent together in the dark, and then I was like, I'm gonna help out, so I just like got in, and I actually helped a little bit, just keeping it somewhat organized. Got that tent up in the dark, dude.
Nice.
Legend move. But if you get it done beforehand,
Yeah.
going into it, it's a good move, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I hopefully get a couple of vultures to come up too, because I got the seven-seater van, so we'll just pack
That's
it up
sick.
and come up.
Bring some shredders. The park's super fun. It's just like a park. They raised money because a skater passed away, and that's how the park was built.
You know what? How long ago was it built? Is it like it's not like one of the prefab parks?
Well, no, it's like I think if I remember correctly, they're like metal ramps, and you can kind of move stuff around.
Oh,
but they got
gotcha.
like wallies and pyramids and hips and hubbas and some rails, and then they got some street stuff off to the side, like a curved rail. It's a super fun park.
Yeah.
It's not like an amazing like California skate park, but like it's a super fun park. Like
But
hours of fun.
To be honest, we bring this crew of guys up there,
Yeah.
with a mic and some music. And even if there was just like a red curb, it's on.
Dude, the amount of like pro skateboarders that are going to be in New Hampshire next week is going to be sick because Evan, Billy, Goonan, Kevin Clem, and they're going to come and help and skate. And like last time we just grass rid down, all the kids, all the young bucks just rode down the grass hill, and Evan and all them. Remember that last year? Oh yeah. Last year, everyone's just bombing down these grass hills at the park. It was so fun. We even pulled the wedge ramp out, and they're grass riding, hitting this sketchy wedge ramp, landing back on grass, like riding away, dude. We did like a jam, and then Evan was like across the street, and there's like a guardrail into another big-ass hill, and this is like all at the skate park. And it's just going to be, like, there's going to be so many people that love skateboarding at Riverside Skate Park in Claremont, New Hampshire. So if you're into skateboarding, and you're in the middle of nowhere, or you're willing to drive because it's in the middle of nowhere, you want to skate with a bunch of pro skateboarders and just epic humans showing up that love skateboarding, that's the time.
Yeah, and you know what? My van is pretty much going to be full, but if anybody wants to follow me up there or something, you can meet me at Uxbridge. We can do a caravan up there, just get people up there. Because you know what? You got two choices. You can either, watch the footage a week later, which is pretty rad, or you could see it in person.
Yeah, or you could be in the footage a week later. Yeah,
in the footage.
We usually make an edit of the day.
Yeah.
Like last time we did film the skate jams for sure. Sammy Skates is probably going to come and make an edit.
Because, some of the things that go down, you can't, the magic happens.
Let me see if I can find something about the park. Because I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I know that a skater passed, and I believe the mom raised the funds for the skate park. Let me see.
Speaking of, like things like that last edit you just put up where Jensen launched into that dude.
It's got a little dangerous.
Oh my god.
That was for the
Middleborough.
Yeah, it was a Middleborough fundraising for the skate park. That was super awesome.
I was bummed I couldn't make it down to that one, but that one looked like a fun one.
Hopefully they do it again because all the BMX dudes were there too, which made it like so cool because they all brought energy and were doing crazy shit on their bikes. And then we had live music, which is maybe something you could talk to them about because you know more about that. And then they had Harper's Lane, which is a brewery in Middleborough, and they had a beer tent and shit. So you literally had a skate park.
I saw that because I saw
beer
people...
tent concert at the bottom.
How that's like... that's the trifecta.
Yeah, if you want to have a good event.
Where else would you want to be?
Yeah.
And I was on your footage. I saw what were they doing with the bikes? Where like everybody's like all the bikes were in the middle at once.
Oh, that was a game that like the BMXers were playing. It was like everyone has to get on their bikes in a tight area, and there was like 50 of them in this tight little area. And you can't take your feet off your pedals, I think. So everyone has to stay on, and they all just knock each other off. So eventually it gets down to like 5 people, and they're just like hopping. Oh, you have to leave your bike where you fall off too. So you got all these obstacles in your way. Dude,
we gotta do that with skateboards.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I feel like I've done that before at like skate camp, so that is a good idea. Let me see. So this place doesn't really say, but this is City of Claremont. 2.5 acres. The Sarah B.H. Smith Recreation Facility sits along the Sugar River and provides the community with a place for the young X Games enthusiasts. You can come if you're into the X Games, but you don't have to be. Well,
they need to update the website and be like, our future Olympians.
Yeah. A place to exercise while fine-tuning their skating skills. Amenity. Bestwick Skate Park. So maybe that's what I could look up. Bestwick. They got grills there, too. So if you want to bring some corn on the cob, you want to bring a hamburger, we'll have some grills there, apparently. But also there's going to be Balthazar's Ice Shack after, which is hot food and ice cream, bunch of delicious stuff.
I'm so looking forward to Balthazar's.
Dude, at Balthazar's, there's a river right in their parking lot, like behind their parking lot, and there's chairs in the water. So you can literally just lounge in the river, sit in a full-on laid-back chair, drink a beer, eat some ice cream in the river, just chilling.
I'm so stoked. I'm really looking forward to it.
And okay, let me see. I'll try typing in Bestwick, see if that pulls anything up.
And I heard there's gonna be some ice cream.
Yeah, dude, so good. Balthazar's is like the shit. I've been going there a bunch. It's my lady's father's business. Him and his lady bought the property, and they built an ice cream food shack on the property, and it's set up for entertaining everyone who shows up. So because it's right at the base of Mount Sunapede, I believe, a snowboard mountain, and it's just set up so people can come, hang out, ice cream, food. There's a lake, walking distance. The river's in the parking lot, basically. It's beautiful. It's all nature. And the skate park's 10 minutes away.
Dude, that's so awesome.
You could find hills to bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it's set up just to have a good time, you know?
Absolutely.
So that's the spot. All right, Riverside. That's the one I already clicked on. Oh, Skateboard Project. This is it, I think. Skatepark.org. All right, the Skatepark Project. Oh, it just has it in there as a location. Dang. I know I saw an article before that spoke as to what happened, but to find it right now on the fly is kind of tough. Best skate parks near me. I'll have to find it and I'll read it another time and I'll explain what it was. But I believe someone passed away and their mother helped raise funds to keep, because the kid liked skating.
Yeah.
I think he got hit by a car, if I remember correctly. But that's how the skate park. Someone had a tragedy.
Yeah.
But the kid loved skating, so the mom wanted to keep the positivity going with the skate park, and the skate park became a thing.
So yeah, that'll be rad. You can try to bring up a couple faces everybody knows. You know, you got your whole crew, which everybody is awesome and friendly, and you know, so anybody wants to come up, just either follow me, meet me at Uxbridge and follow me up, or hit your GPS and ride up there. This is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I have the flyer online, so if you want to see the flyer and you need the address, it's up on Anthony Shetler on Instagram. I'll put it up on. I might have put it up on the ALLiNEEDSKATE.com website, but it's Riverside Park, 43 Washington Street, Claremont, New Hampshire, 03743. Sponsored by World Industries, All I Need, Balthazar's Ice Shack. Jams start at noon, and it's all ages, and that's Saturday, August 21st, and it's going to be a fun-ass day. Choo-choo! Sick. All right, back to the mission of skateboarding. Yeah, Chloe. Chloe just rips, dude. I put out an edit today, actually, with Chloe learning the tail drop. She's, like, learning how to ollie out of a tail drop, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's such a clutch thing to learn, because a lot of people just fall out of those things for a long time, and you're like, just ollie out. It's so much safer, you know?
Yep.
Gets dangerous out there. Oh, dude. I'm already checking out the Police Academy stuff right here. It's insane, the skate selection that they had. They had so much in this video. It's insane.
It was great. And then, you know what? So that movie came out, and then 1989, Gleaming the Cube came out.
Oh, Christian Slater, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that in the theater on my birthday.
What?
And it was crazy because, like I said, back then, like, you didn't see skaters. You know what I mean? That was probably the first time I went somewhere and saw a mass of skaters. You know, a movie theater full of, like, people wearing Powell Peralta shirts, and, like,
That's sick.
it was amazing.
Gleaming the Cube was a little before me, but like just painting that picture, it's like a video premiere, but a mainstream movie.
It's so,
this is insane.
And so many people hate on that movie, or like think like dude, it was the greatest thing ever. Like,
I think it's
then,
like 50-50. Like, some people either think it's the best movie ever, or some people are like, fuck that thing.
Well, it's, and where my attitude is, like, I get, like, if I did movie reviews, I'd be like, yeah, this is a shitty movie. But being a skateboarder from the 80s, I'm like, dude, it was a movie with skateboarder in it. There was skateboarding in it. It was awesome.
That's all that matters.
Because it doesn't matter. You know, it was awesome.
Nowadays, you see it everywhere, like, because the Olympics, they have the worst, like, they have some good stories, but a lot of it's, like, clickbait, trashy, like, why do skateboarders fall so much? That type of shit, where you're just, like, it's everywhere. I definitely remember what you're talking about, when it was, like, once in a while, you'd see something with a skateboard, and, like, oh, my God, like, someone kind of cares about skateboarding, and it's on TV somehow.
Ooh, and then 1990. Well, I'm like going through my chronological timeline of everything. 1990 Skate TV came out on Nickelodeon.
Oh, shit.
All the old dogs know what I'm talking about.
Hold on. Skate TV, Nickelodeon?
Yep.
The fact that it was on Nickelodeon?
Dude, it was the best half hour of the week. Like, it was amazing. They had Skate Master Tate and Matthew Lynn hosted it.
All right.
Matthew Lynn, I forget if that was his name or is Matthew Lillard. Like, he became famous in, like, the Scream movie, and he went on to have a good acting career. But, like, back then he was under a different name. Yeah, there it is, Skate TV, and the late great Skate Master Tate And
Who's explain who that guy is?
Skate
Was he
Master
a
Tate?
host of the show?
He was a host of the show. He had this longboard, like, dude, if you can imagine like a freaking 8-foot plank of wood with wheels on it,
Yeah.
that's what he skated.
What?
And he was a musician, Skate Master Tate and the Concrete Crew. I've got it on my my iPod, dude. Awesome music, just jam, good stuff. But it was a half-hour show. There was like, they do interviews, they do little segments and stuff. Lance Mountain, yep, dude, look at that pool. Lance Mountain would like teach you how to shoe glue your shoes.
What?
Or like teach you how to grip tape your deck.
Yeah, so it was like a 4-in-1 type thing, almost like where it's a variety show.
It was a variety show previous to 411, and it was like at the transition, like it was like 1990. So it was like, you can see there's a lot of pool skating and stuff like that, and then they'd have street skating segments, and they had a spine ramp. But there was a lot of big names on there, like Guy Mariano was on there.
Yeah, it's like
a little
legit
kid.
skating. It's
Yeah.
legit skating. You wouldn't expect it because it's Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
You think like something corny, but like this is just like quick, fast edits. Like I'll put this in the podcast too.
You can find all the old episodes on YouTube, but I wish there was like a DVD of like all the episodes.
I think I'm gonna try to find the Wikipedia page because maybe it'll say who was like involved in producing it.
Yeah.
Skate TV, right? Nickelodeon.
Yep. SK8.
Nickelodeon Wiki. Yeah. What? No. Yeah. Was it? Was it SK8? It was. You're
Yeah.
right. That's so funny.
I have to set my VCR, to record every week because my mom would my mom would take us to church.
Hell
And
yeah.
it was funny because we go to church, right? And after church, and everybody's like doing their church things. Like me and my brother would go skate in the parking lot. So we'd be like, I'd always like rip off my nice shirt and I'd be out there doing bonelesses and in the parking lot while the people are like coming out of church.
We shred for Christ.
Oh yeah. It was like my mom was going through a transition phase back then.
Yeah. I don't mind religion so much. I think it has its bad side, but like I think there's beneficial things to like church and God and stuff like that.
If
Like
people believe in something that makes them feel positive,
yeah, exactly.
good for you. Like everything, like I don't want to jam my beliefs down somebody's throat.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to tell people that I'm 100% right about something because who knows? That's like everything else.
Yeah.
If we both just did like, is that thing?
I want to
on?
make sure the GoPro's
Yeah.
still going, dude.
Like teach their own. It's something positive that comes out of it. Awesome.
Yeah.
But we were skating in that parking lot, just shredding.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not really religious. I don't subscribe to like a religion, but I take things from religion a lot because it's like there's some good, positive, practical stuff that you can apply to your life that actually is beneficial of just like feeling connected, like, and it was played a positive role in my life growing up because my father took me when I was young, and like it just made an impression on me. It was just like we'd go and it'd be peaceful and calm.
Definitely.
So I always liked that,
Yeah.
It was like people are trying to try,
And you know what? It did also got some manners out of it. You know what I mean? Like when you're a kid and you're going to a place where you dress nice, you sit down, you be respectful. You know what I mean? Like that instilled in me. You know what I mean? Like you don't go out and act like a punk everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for that too. But
Yeah, there's a spectrum. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna know the best of life, the worst of it, you'll understand where the balancing point is. So it's like it's good to have that as an example, right? Like,
Absolutely.
We don't want it all to be fucking hell or all to be heaven. It's balancing spectrum. All right, Skate TV is a program shown on Nickelodeon that began in 1990 and was originally hosted by Matthew Lillard, who went by the name Matthew Lynn at the time. And Skate Master Tate, it was a skateboard variety show that featured on-set interviews as well as off-site action segments.
Dude, that's almost verbatim what we just said.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. We nailed it. Various techniques were introduced to television and skate TV, including handheld cameras and the use of multi-format film and video. Yeah, it's just because skateboarders were like, whatever, doesn't fucking matter.
Yep.
If it looks cool, it looks cool. The set for the show was built on location at the Pink Motel in Sun Valley, California, which was famous for its large fish-shaped pool that was ideal for skateboarding. It hosted a wide variety of skateboarders such as Christian Hosoi, Nadas Kappas, and young Tony Hawk, and many others that went on to become famous and well known. It was created and produced by original Z-Boys Nathan Pratt and Mark Ashton Hunt from Binder Entertainment, directed by Stacy Peralta, who later went on to direct the retrospective documentary Dogtown and Z-Boys, with production designed by C.R. Don't know how to pronounce your last name. Stesic, thanks. The third. C.R. Stesic the third.
Legend.
It later resurfaced on the now defunct Nick Gas channel in 1999.
Ooh.
And aired until 2005. Wow, dude. I feel like you just opened a whole world to me.
You know what? I do have to say, if you've never seen Stacy Peralta's documentary, Dogtown and the Z-Boys.
Z-Boys, yeah.
Have you seen it?
I have, yeah.
Dude, it's
I got
so
juiced.
amazing.
I wanted to go like power slide in car,
Dude,
put my
like,
hands on the ground, parking
it's
lots.
put together so well. Like, you watch it on like a nice big screen, vibrant TV.
Yeah.
Like the visuals, the audio is just amazing.
Yeah,
You know what I
fuck
mean?
yeah.
I just that song choice.
Yeah.
It's an awesome documentary. If anybody out there interested in the origins of skateboarding, check it out.
Yeah.
And even if you're just mildly interested and just want something to watch, like music, like good visuals, it's awesome.
Yeah, fuck yeah. There's only number of episodes, 13.
Yeah,
That was it?
that was it.
One season, maybe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's skateboarding in 1990. You know,
I get it.
it was like it was coming off the boom of the 80s,
Yeah.
and just before it just died in the 90s.
Yeah, man.
You know, was it said like Tony in 1990? Tony Hawk would go on to be famous. Like, dude, Tony Hawk was famous from 1983.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
Of course, you know, 92, 93 is, you know, probably delivering food for Taco Bell. Like, you know, times are tough. You know, being a pro skateboarder isn't exactly all it's cut out to be some days.
I know, dude. It's insane, man. It's not, man. For some people, it is.
Yeah.
Very, very select. Even for me, like, I got to live a skateboarding life for a while. Like, I got paid to just tour and film. I think we talked about that last time we spoke.
Yeah.
But, like, for years, I was lucky. But I had nothing holding me back, man. Like, a lot of my other friends had other obligations and family stuff. Like, I just was like, I'm pursuing this regardless of where I end up, good or bad. Like, I just want... At that point, when I started pursuing skateboarding, it was because I had an unhealthy obsession with skateboarding because it helped me work through my issues. So, like, every time I had a problem, I would, like, go skate. It, like, preoccupied me, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it helped me work through my emotional issues. So, like, I skated to the point where I should have took a break. I
Yeah.
abused it. Like, I got hurt and, like, kept skating through injuries. And, like, at one point, it started hurting me. And I was like, I need to just take a fucking break. But it was because it was helping me, like, deal with the issues. Like, it was my escape from having to, like, deal with my thoughts and crazy shit of family upbringing, which a lot of people do that, you know? A lot of people use skating as, like, an escape from the chaos of life, especially if you didn't cause the chaos and it's just, like, you're
Oh, yeah.
thrown into the fucking storm and you're like, how do I navigate this? Then
Yeah.
you gravitate towards whether it's skating or music or something that you can have some control over, you know? You can create your own little world, at least. That's the beauty of skateboarding.
When I was a kid, I needed to get out of my house. You know,
Yeah.
rough things going on in the house. Like, what can I do? I got a skateboard. I'm just gonna skate down the street. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
just go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just get into a different world.
Yeah. So I when I started pursuing skateboarding, because I did pursue it. Like, if you want to be sponsored and turn pro, you got to work at it. So you got to pursue it on some level. However you want to do that, it's your version. Like, if you want to be ragdoll and just get fucked up all the time and create awesome content, and people want to support you, you know, whatever. I don't know if that's what he did, but I love that personality and that expression of skating. Like, he was so entertaining. I'm sure he still is. I should check in on his Instagram. But, like, everyone has their version of, like, what a skater is, you know? But if you want to be pro or am, you got to, like, work at it, you know? Because usually it's, like, a company that turns you pro. You can't really turn yourself pro. I mean, you can if you want, but, like, to me, it was always, like, someone else turns you pro or sponsors
Yeah.
you, and then you figure that out, and then you learn the game, and then, you know. So you got to pursue it. So when I started, it was just because I didn't know what else to do in my life.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I'd work at. I don't know what I want to do. Like, I can work 9 to 5s, and I did that, and it was fine, and I liked the people I work with, but I just felt like there was, like, I knew there was more I could be doing with skating, you know? Like,
The best way I like to describe, like, the sponsorship and that drive, you know, because the same thing with music, you know, getting signed to a label,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
because it's all the same shit. You know what I mean?
You're pursuing a goal, and then if you want to live it out more than most, you got to have some money, you know, like, and freedom to do that. You know?
The best metaphor I say, like, you know, say you're in a car, you're broken down on the side of the road, right?
Yes.
You drive by and some dude's broken down on the side of the road just sitting in his car, you're just going to keep driving. But if you're driving by, you see some dude out there pushing his broken down car as hard as he can, you're going to stop and help push that person.
Yeah.
Because
I
why?
like
Because, you're going to stop and help push.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Because they're not just sitting there. They
if
might
you're-
need some help. They're in action trying to figure
Exactly.
it out. Yeah.
If you're just sitting around doing nothing, waiting for somebody to come help you,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to happen because you know what? We can't read your minds. We don't know what's going on.
Only you can save
But
yourself.
if you are pushing as hard as you can and you are determined to succeed, other people are going to want to help you succeed.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, with music. I mean, same thing with, how am I going to get signed, to a band? Like, you're going to go out there, you're going to do the legwork.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be fighting for it. You're like, this is what I want. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to invest in something that somebody who's just sitting around for the ride.
You have to, through your actions, you have to prove that it's valuable through your actions.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a lot of people that say they want something, but what they mean is they want something. They want something handed to them.
Yeah.
They want the limelight. But you have to prove that you really do through your actions, because otherwise it's like it has no value. If you say you want something but you never work towards it, no one's going to just give it to you.
Yeah.
You have to start going, and then like you were saying, if you're going in an emotion and people are going to see that and go, oh, that person values something. They're going towards something. And especially if it's not too self-destructive,
Yeah.
then it's like, people will help you try to pursue it,
It's like, I gave you this brand new bike. You left it out in the rain.
Yeah.
You mowed 100 lawns to buy this bike on your own. I put it in the garage. I put a cover over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is good. I'm going to definitely put in the title Skate Dad. So people that when you listen to the podcast, I'll try to remember to do that when I have skate dads on. So you'll know the episode involves a dad who skates.
Yeah.
Who makes their kid take care of their bike or skateboard.
I can't believe how many cliche things.
It's awesome though. It's
Yeah.
good, dude. I mean, it's so true. That's something, a life lesson,
Yep.
especially coming from like a broken family like me. Like I always was not used to having things. I was used to having to let things go a lot, not take care of them, but like we'd move a lot.
Yeah.
The bottom would fall out, and like I'd be like, I learned to not get attached to things too much,
Yeah.
with the exception of skateboarding,
Yeah.
to an unhealthy attachment at some point, But yeah, that's so true, man. If you fucking worked for the bike, you're more likely to take care of it because that was your time and your
Yeah.
effort, and you're like, yeah, that's worth something. So you prove it, yeah.
Same thing we were just saying. I got a new Sky Brown deck for my daughter.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I can't give this to her yet. I'm like, I'm like, she's killing it, but I'm like, she's killing it on her old deck. And I'm like, just keep going. Like, I want to make sure that drive is instilled. And it is. Like, she's out there skating all the time. And it's awesome to see.
That's good. That's good advice to young kids too, is like skate through your deck.
Yeah.
Just because you want a new deck doesn't mean like you still have a deck. Skate through it. Or if you're lucky enough that someone's going to get you a new skateboard before the time your other one's destroyed, or you would get it yourself, give the other one to someone else. Like gift it to someone so new person gets to use it, or someone needs it,
Yep.
Yeah, that's so true. And then as a parent, it's like a balancing act between spoiling your kids and like letting them figure it out, like it's tough, man. I always think about that. You're in charge of producing a productive human.
Yeah.
Multiple humans in this world.
Dude, I've said it before.
The ultimate job.
But I've said it before, and I'll say, not on the podcast, but when we're just talking, like, dude, you're doing the same thing, man.
Oh yeah, we're talking.
You've got so many little kids that you're growing, as good people and good skaters. Like, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, man. I'm fortunate to be around these kids, and I hope that they see me as like a positive force, or at least a good example of an adult who's still trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
If I can be that around a kid who's developing and trying to figure shit out, then that's like I've done my job. Yeah.
Well, it's like when you're old as we are, you can start to see generations. You know what I mean? Like, you're seeing like, okay, the generation coming up right now is going to be pretty cool. They're going to be, encouraging, inviting, and there's going to be females. I try to explain that, like, why I have never skateboarded with a female my age. Because they didn't exist.
It's so true.
You know?
Yeah.
But now where my girls are growing up, there isn't a wall there. Like all these skaters are coming up at the same time.
Yeah.
You know? And it's awesome to see. Like, you know,
skate families, dude, best thing ever. If there's kids and girls, boys, dad, like beyond gender, it's more like father, son, daughter, mom, you know what I mean? Like, and they all see the value of skating. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Nowadays, unbelievable. Like Kevin, my homie Kevin that rides for World, he's pro.
Yeah.
Shelly rips, that's his lady. Like, they're in love, and she
Yeah.
comes out on all the sessions. Shelly angles. Shelly films a lot of clips,
Yeah.
even for our video and stuff. So like, and she doesn't even like, she likes skating, but she's not trying to be pro or anything. She just like comes out on the sesh, finds something she can get in on, goes to all the parks with us. Like, it's just like have another skater there, you know?
I was so
It's
impressed
awesome.
with
It's amazing.
with your whole crew out there. And yeah, Shelly was skating, and the other girl was skating.
Colleen, was it Sammy? Yep.
They were because there's the beginner. I don't even like calling it beginner size ramps, but the smaller ramps.
Yeah.
At Uxbridge, you can just skate them. They're just all right. Picked up boards, started shredding. I'm like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
That is awesome when a park has that, when someone can get into it and it has a nice small ramp.
Yeah, because not everybody can skate an 8-foot ramp.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, I can, but like, man, I got work on Monday.
Yeah. And beginners got to learn somewhere, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Dropping it on vert is a hard way to go.
Man, I don't even like the new, which shout out to Uxbridge Skate Park and the new, I can't do that. Damn, listen, you got a rap career coming
All right,
up.
thank you,
right?
thank you.
It's coming up.
I dream of that.
You could do, dude.
I make fun of Jeremy Rogers, but it's really he's slightly right. I'm a little jealous of him. He's free.
Go for it, man. You got the money.
Doesn't mean he's great at rapping, but he's free to do it, and I applaud him for that.
You know, and that's one of the best quotes, to quote Jeremy, like, in his little feud with Nija or whatever.
Oh, shit.
Right? Well, he said, like, you know what, Nija? When I skate for me.
Hell yeah.
How's it feel like to have to go out and have to land that?
Yeah.
Like, and have to skate for your sponsors. I skate for me. And you know what? That was so respectable of him to say, like, you know, you can be done with it, dude.
Yeah.
You can just be done with it. Like, done with the pressure.
Yeah.
You know? Because too much of anything, man, you just want to walk away from it. You know, like, you know, skateboarding at its core, like I said, the concrete doesn't care who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that was really cool of him to say.
I agree. I don't know Nigel that well, but like you get to the top of the mountain, there's a plateau always, and then you got to rebuild and build it up again, you know?
And that's what, you know, when everybody's like, oh, I can't believe he lost the Olympics. I'm like, yeah, but this is where he's going to rebuild. You know, and also people, he may gain some respect because people be like, oh, he lost.
Yeah.
Well, now I can like him. You know what I mean? Because like if somebody wins everything, you're like, oh, fuck that.
It's more
dude.
relatable, yeah.
Exactly. Now,
Take
like,
loss.
oh, he lost. Okay. He got onto our playing, you know, like
Yeah.
took him down a couple notches.
Yeah.
Of course, then he went and did some more modeling pictures, but
The ass tattoos. I don't know who wins this year. We should do like a poll. If you're listening to this and you're out there in this inner space world and you like skateboarding, we should leave in the comment who did it better, Nigel's ass tat or Andy Roy's dick tattoo, Pinocchio dick tattoo. Who do you think has the better tattoo?
oof.
And Nigel's got some tribal shit going on his ass, right? Like, is it? I didn't really take that.
So
I wasn't,
basically,
like, in
hold
there.
on, hold the phone. So you want me to admit if I like Nigel's ass better
Yes.
or Andy Roy's dick better?
Yes,
Can I
100%.
just not?
I'll go first.
Okay, you go first.
All
Ooh,
right.
because I don't know.
I'm taking this serious.
Yeah, and I have a feeling like I think I know where you're gonna go.
All right,
and
well,
I'm
do
probably
I-
gonna go the opposite because I'm cold. I'm iced coffee, bro.
All right, I get
I'm iced
that.
coffee.
Well, I'm gonna go from an angle I don't think you're anticipating.
Okay.
Nigel's a thoroughbred. If we're looking at just mechanics alone, like that ass is a champion's ass.
Hey, saying he has a nice butt.
No, I mean you could said that. You imply that. That's fine. Maybe I don't know. It's probably pretty decent. But what I'm saying is, he's a thoroughbred, right?
I could see
Nigel's
that.
won every contest. Like if we're looking at like a racehorse, technically from his body, that's a champion's ass with a tattoo on it. So it's tribal, which isn't really my vibes so much. I'm not against it, but right? Is that what it is? Do I have to pull it
Yeah.
up? I don't want to pull these guys' asses up, but
I kind of think you do though.
I do. You're right. I'm going for it. Nigel's ass tat. It probably has a wiki page.
So your vote's for Nigel.
Hold on. I'm getting a little too excited about this.
I just want to hear you say that you're getting
Also-
excited about Nigel's ass.
Also, oh my God, look at that one.
So there's a swoosh going through Nigel's butt.
All right, I have to put that in the podcast now that exists. I didn't
Yep.
realize. All right, so it's like it looks like a sunflower pattern. It's tribal. It's a champion's ass for sure.
Hold on. We're still blinking.
That's a 9 club, yeah. That's a 9 club ass right there. So technically, like, we're based off of skill and like, and then you think of Andy Roy. Andy Roy's the opposite of that spectrum. I'm pretty sure he's done a lot of drugs and alcohol and like that carcass, his dick region. I don't know what's going on there, but he's got the Pinocchio, which is a sense of humor, which there I'm kind of leaning towards Andy Roy because it's at least funny. It's Pinocchio, dick gets hard in fucking the nose, you know?
Okay.
But it's kind of dark too, so it's a fine line, dude, as far as tattoos go, and I'm voting. Fuck, I'm going Andy Roy. I'm picking Andy Roy. I like his tattoo more.
Okay.
Fair enough?
That's fair enough. That's where I thought you were gonna go.
Okay.
Because I think no matter what, I don't think you could have given Nigel the props.
Yeah, you're probably true.
I mean, Nigel, for all those old dogs that are still listening to this podcast at this point, we're probably a little over an hour in. Nigel probably works the Thigh Master. I don't know if you're old enough to remember the Thigh Master with Suzanne Summers doing the Thigh Master on the infomercials.
Sweatbands.
Oh yeah, Nigel's probably working that Thigh Master while he's sitting there drinking Monster, smoking blunts, and just
hell yeah,
working on that buttocks region.
Ooh, that makes me think though. So now he has Monster through those veins. So now he's on a performance enhancing drug, dude. I don't know about that one, dude. Although Andy Roy's doing some enhancing drugs, maybe not enhancing. I don't know. He's doing drugs as well, so they might be on. They've both chose their drugs for sure.
So Olympics 2024 is Monster Energy drink going to be an enhancement drug that is going to be outlawed from the Olympics?
I think Nigel could still do his shit without a Monster though.
Probably.
He might have because what probably happened was he did too much Monster on that fakey full cab flip down the gap rail, the one that probably would have won it all for him. And maybe his jitters.
Well, I wonder if he really drinks it.
I don't know.
Because, dude, I love Monster, but I stopped drinking it because, dude, that's so much sugar and crap, and just I like to keep I drink water and black coffee. That's pretty much the only 2 things I drink. But to be on that performance level, you can't have peaks and valleys. It's Monster, you'd be like, yeah.
It's artificial energy, and you're taking it from somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But back to Andy Dick.
Andy Roy. Andy Roy's dick. It's whatever.
But Andy Dick's somebody completely different. But, you remember the comedian Andy Dick?
Yeah. Legend.
Side story. I did run into him once.
Really?
In Los Angeles at the Rainbow. If you ever heard of the Rainbow, it's this dingy bar where basically all the rock legends hang out.
Oh, really?
And we're in line to get in, right? And I was behind Andy Dick, and he goes up to the door like, "Hey," they're like, "Okay, it's $10 cover charge." He's like, "What? Fuck that!" and fucking walks away. He's like, "I'm Andy Dick. The fuck, charge me into the Rainbow?"
What an asshole!
Fucking stormed off.
Sorry, Andy.
He's another legend.
Andy reminds me of him and Andy Roy would be friends, probably.
Oh yeah,
hang out together for sure.
But dude, I don't know, man. Back to Andy Roy's tattoo. First, Andy Roy's a legend too.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a East Coast session with him. He's just Nardog.
He's still going, dude.
Oh, dude, those clips that were on, what was it, Thrasher? Mm-hmm. This dude, holy shit. He was taking some slams too. But man, I don't know what's going on downstairs there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's had some hard years.
Yeah.
So I don't, I don't know.
Yeah, he's had some rough miles for sure. He has his whole head tattooed.
Yeah.
The Enigma.
Yeah.
Andy Roy.
Absolutely.
Anti-hero, right? Originally, taking gnarly slams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been a gnarly skater. And I remember his first couple ads, with John Cardiel.
Hell yeah.
And was it Andy Roy was holding the bird and stuff? Dude, legend. I mean, if you're still talking about somebody 20 years after the fact, you can't deny that they're legendary. You know,
In skateboarding, people like Andy Roy need skateboarding.
absolutely.
Like it's skateboarding definitely is part of who he is, you know?
And you need the Andy Roys
Yeah, skateboarding
I mean-
needs Andy Roy too, yeah.
as much as you need that other fellow with the butt tattoos we're talking about.
If we're going on
you know.
spectrums of
exactly.
tattoos,
You need, you need the dick tattoos as much as you need the butt tattoos.
Yeah, that's why I always make fun of Nija's, because no one's above skateboarding. So it's like, that's it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
When he
It's not
slams-
like it's Nija skateboarding, blah, 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 blah. It's like skateboarding, Nija.
Yeah.
Like that's like how it is, you know? So, but to me, that's how it is anyways, you know? Sometimes people think they're bigger than fucking things they do, you know what I mean? Like, believe your Kool-Aid too much.
Yeah.
You're like fucking insane. There's always a top of the mountain, and then you have to like pick up your pieces and go, you know?
Yeah. I think going back to the Olympics, I think that's, some of the viewers who don't know skateboarding, who criticize like, oh, why are they falling? Because, there's so many variables in skateboarding. It isn't like the other Olympic sports. There's some artistic value to it. There's some creativity. It's not,
Yeah.
and you try to put skateboarding into this little hole, like it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's hard to box it in.
Exactly.
Tony
But-
said it best. He said they need us more than we need them.
Totally.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
Skateboarding's sick.
I've never watched the Olympics.
Yeah.
They're fucking, they're doing the shuffle, whatever. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. That's someone's life. They've been shuffling.
Yeah. What do you call that? Shuffleboard? Or like, it's like, yeah, skateboarding's not, they want to put skateboarding in the Olympics. Well, it's pretty much more entertaining to watch the fucking ping pong.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, dude, ping pong's in the Olympics. And those guys are shredding the ping pong.
Yeah.
But, like,
Skateboarding trumps it all, dude.
I just saying,
Suck it.
like I said, you guys
Suck
need
it.
us. First time I watched, tried to.
Yeah. I watched the street section,
Yeah.
and I watched Nija and all them. And there's some rippers out there, man. Calvin Hoffler, sick to watch him do his thing. Matt Berger was ripping. Axel. I don't
Yep.
know how to pronounce his last name. Starts
Yeah.
with a C, though. I think
Yeah.
he skates for a toy machine. There's dudes that I really wanted to see, like... I wanted the Olympics to be like something it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like the 9 Club, basically. It was just the big stunts. Literally, the whole thing was structured around 2 runs, 4 bangers, I think, or 5 bangers, and then they took your 4 best scores. So you could literally land all bangers, your runs, doesn't even matter, and still win the fucking thing. So it was like a big best trick contest.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch, like, I think the Olympics, I think of, like, you have this crazy park, just let them skate it like runs and do, like the run should be paramount on some level, you know what I mean, over the bangers, or a healthy mix between the two. You shouldn't have it so that you can just cancel out the run with bangers, like, and that's what it seemed, because people were like dangling a carrot. So if you knew that your bangers were the most important,
Yeah.
that's what you're focused on. But if they put more emphasis on the run, we would have seen more quarter pipe stuff, less just the big section.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was just like, hey, if you want to win this, you have to dominate the big section. And I was
Exactly.
like, yeah, I get that for entertainment value, but like, it's kind of skipping over all the nuance of why people really love skating.
Yep.
You're catering to the general population that doesn't skate, and you just want to put on a gnarly banger show for them.
Yeah.
But like, to all of us out there that love skating, I would like to watch those dudes have plenty of time to just skate the whole course and like not direct the show with your carrot on a stick, basically.
Yeah.
But it is what it is what you expect. That's what I was like. It's kind of what I expected. It's like a big 9 Club on steroids.
Yeah. I did catch the female park as well.
Probably way better though, right?
Wait, it was rad. But once again, conspiracy theory. Like,
Nice.
what was I able to see? I was able to see, best trick with Nija,
Yep.
park with Andy Anderson, and park with Sky Brown. Like, those are 3 heats that I saw out of the whole Olympics.
Oh yeah, trying
Like,
to get it on
Nija,
yeah.
Nike, Sky Brown, Nike, Andy, and like, there's all the competitors that have major endorsements. They're on TV.
It's a big product advertisement on some
is.
level. It's cool to, like, if you want to play the game and win all the contests and do the mathematical point game of skateboarding, like, that avenue can get you all the way to the Olympics, and whatever brands own the Olympics, you know? I was surprised they let him wear different brands. I saw, like, some different shoes.
Yeah.
I think they all had Nike clothes on, or Adidas clothes or something, but the shoes I saw that were different, because I was under the impression they were all going to be wearing Nike shoes.
Yeah, because they had Carryuba. Kiryu.
I don't know how to
They had the
pronounce
vegan
it.
shoe.
The shoe that is is it a vegan shoe?
Yeah,
They
it's
have
it's
one?
like all vegan, and they Vans, Nikes.
I seen it on the barracks a lot.
Yep.
They like advertised with them or work with them or whatever.
Yeah, this
I
definitely.
think Kelvin Hoffler skates for them. I think
Yeah.
he was rocking them.
So a lot of people are skating those these days.
Yeah, they must have invested a bunch of money into skateboarding program.
I haven't I haven't decided if I'm gonna try a pair out yet.
Let's go this direction to get away from the Olympics a little bit. Skate shoes. What are some of your favorite skate shoe brands? Like when you were coming up, what you skate?
We could do a whole podcast on skate shoes.
Beautiful.
You know, a whole podcast.
Do you remember Simple?
Oh yeah,
They're coming around.
Really?
I don't know if they're doing anything with skating, but they're still floating
My
on.
buddy, which I do have to give a shout out to my buddy Eric Fahey.
Oh, what up, Eric?
Yeah, what up?
Yeah. I feel like-
Yeah, he was just saying one of his favorite pair of skate shoes was the Simples.
Nice.
And my buddy, while we're saying it, he has a closet full of. He probably has at least 300 pairs of shoes.
Wow. Skate shoes.
He has
or just
over 300 pairs of shoes.
Skate shoes or
Skate
others?
shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
No, all skate shoes and mostly skated. Because I remember he was telling me, he went to college his last year at college. Somebody bet him like he couldn't. He's like, I can wear a different pair of shoes every single day. And they're like, oh yeah. And so he did every single day. He wore a different pair of shoes.
That's sick.
Yeah, absolutely. But
That's
what
so
were we
sick.
talking? Oh my god.
Shoes.
So I do have to point out that I have got the right hand coffee and the left hand coffee.
Double
That's-
coffee.
Yes,
This might be the first time that's happened on the show besides myself, maybe.
I like coffee.
I like your style.
Thank
I
you.
like your style.
Yeah, because sometimes you gotta go right, sometimes you go left.
Yeah. You don't want coffee too far from either hand.
Well, you know, like, yeah. Well, this day and age, everybody's skating, ambidextrous. Ambidextrous decks.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
dude, I got coffee right, I got coffee left. Why? Because maybe it'll help my switch flips. Maybe it'll help my switch flips.
It'll help your coffee consumption.
You know?
That's why whenever someone's like criticizes drugs too strongly, I always bring up coffee. I'm like, coffee's like one of the gnarliest drugs. You know what I mean? I get there's a spectrum of drugs, but like coffee is a pretty gnarly one. I guess it's just you can be real functioning on it. Although it gives me vertigo sometimes when I drink too much.
Yeah, I get that. And I'm just going constantly so much that it's just like makes me happy.
Yeah.
I like coffee.
I quit for a while. You've been listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
You've known my struggles.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a problem. Other times I can ride it out. But I just don't like to do one drug all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Even sobriety is a drug to me sometimes. Like if I'm just too sober all the time, skating helps keep you not so sober if you go skate, you know?
Yeah.
But like,
That's why I'm always like, dude, life is like the biggest trip you could ever take. Like, have you ever opened your eyes and looked what's really going on? And like,
yeah, it's a
don't
drug.
like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
we don't even need to get into world topics.
Skate shoes.
We're back to skate shoes.
I
remember.
I like your Lakais.
These are my Lakais.
I've been buying some Lakais lately.
I love Lakais. I love this colorway too. I've got these ones. I love gum soles.
Yeah, gum
Dude,
soles are
they're
awesome.
always- So these are my white and black with the gum soles.
Yep.
And
Fresh.
I also have the black and white with the gum soles.
Nice.
But the first thing I did when I got both these pairs is I took the black laces out of the black ones and put them in the white ones.
Oh,
and vice
reversed it up.
versa.
Yeah. I like
Because
that.
even though we're skaters, skating around in like destroyed shoes, we still like to make them look good.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like I'm gonna destroy these because there's gonna be holes in them when we walk around like looking homeless, but my laces are gonna look good.
It's true. It's very true.
But back in the day, I remember there was like, I don't think it was a Payless, but it was like, an economy shoe store.
Yeah.
Next to Ben Franklin, where we used to skate. But they would have like the first couple pairs of Airwalks.
Ooh.
And the first couple pairs of Airwalks were like, they're kind of like the Converse Chucks.
All right.
And had like a little Airwalk sign in there. And
I kind of missed the Airwalk wave. It was a little before me, just a little
Yeah,
bit. But I
just
knew
a-
the history of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we go there and I'd steal the Airwalk stickers off every fucking pair of shoes. And to this day I still feel guilty because I'm like, being a skater, like, dude, you've got to have a sticker collection. I've got a sticker collection. Every skater I know has a box of stickers.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't get talked about, but everyone has a hoard of stickers. Anyway, so I'd steal every Airwalk sticker off a pair of shoes. So some homie got his first pair of Airwalks and didn't get a sticker because of me.
Sorry, bro.
So that's probably
Sorry.
why I'm like, I go to the park and somebody's like, hey, can I have a sticker? I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
paying it back.
Yeah.
You know, like I stole stickers, so here you go. Have a sticker.
Yeah, skate stickers are the best, dude.
Yeah.
I love them so much. I just ended this month, just 2 days ago, I ended my sticker club. I had a sticker club on
Yep.
the YouTube channel. There's like $2 a month, and I would send you from my personal collection, and I would send you like maybe like 8 to 10 stickers for $2, which is like one of them's worth $2. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because I just had so many fucking stickers.
Yeah.
I had this like big envelope, white bag that just from like Zoo York days, World days, like people sending me stickers for the New England Am, like stuff I had extra. Like I had the heaviest sticker collection, and so I was like, how do I move this and help grow the YouTube channel? So I did the sticker club, and the last envelope I just sent out 2 days ago, I just stuffed as many as I could.
I think I've got a handful. At some point, you know, I ordered some shirts from you, and I'm like,
I'll throw them in, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but hell yeah, it's going in my collection.
Yeah. I still have some stickers, which if you order something on the online store, I'll definitely put a handful of stickers in there. And they're all mixed bag. Like they're just like there's anchor stickers, solstice stickers, edge stickers, like throwback ones from Zoo, like the little cockroach New York ones. Every brand that I've like ever associated with or sent me stuff for, I'll throw some in the online orders. But
Ooh, I got something for you.
yes.
How about if they like and comment on this video?
Okay.
Right?
Help the channel.
Help the channel.
That'd be
Like
sick.
it. Your best dad joke.
Dad joke.
Best dad joke. Pack of stickers.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll send you some socks.
Oh, there you
Pair
go.
of socks.
Best dad joke
In the comments. I'll literally just mail you some socks.
Dude,
So we'll pick it. We'll just decide.
Yeah,
So
we'll
you'll have to help pick them.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I can't. I'm disqualified because my dad jokes are above anyone else's. I have the best dad jokes out there.
Yeah.
If you've been to the park and you've skated with me, I've told you a dad joke.
Yeah.
You've probably looked at me like there's something wrong with me, and I'd be like, whatever.
Best dad joke, you get stickers because stickers are the best ever, and I'll throw a pair of socks in for sure.
Like, comment, subscribe on the link right here.
Yeah, just do engage with it. However, it does they give you a thumbs up thing, they give you a subscribe thing, and I think the bell thing. You have to do all three of those and leave a good dad joke, which I know is 0 dad jokes, so this should be pretty entertaining. I'm pretty sure I can't even think of a dad joke right now. You're like biting your tongue.
Well, yeah, I can't give it away. But no, I'm like we're doing this on a Sunday morning, and I think both our brains are like in Sunday, you know, like we're both working guys. So Sunday, it's like you wake up, your brain's just off.
I did a lot of laying down yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I went to the beach and I didn't even go swimming. It was at a lake. There was just like some sand in Attleboro, and I just laid on the beach and stared off into the sky for an hour or two. And then I came home, and it was so nice out yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It's nice out today too.
It was a
actually.
nice breeze.
Yeah, last night was the most beautiful night of the year for sure. It was like I laid on my deck outside, and I turned off all the lights and just like stared at the stars. It was
That's
sick.
rad.
Yeah, and it was such the best lighting because my deck has like these little low light on the post. They're just like solar lights, but they're just like it's very not a lot of light, you know. But after a while, your eyes adjust and you're just staring up at like infinity, you know. And I laid there for like 2 hours, which was like so healing. Just laying on the ground. I was grounding yesterday, grounding myself from work. To your point.
All right. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, if I hold my hands like this, can you put like the link so I'm holding it,
What
or is
link?
that technically above you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I can
Like,
make
if
it
I go
pop
like
up.
pink.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay. So what do you call a fake noodle?
A fake noodle. Fake noodle.
An impasta.
Oh, dude, I was working my way there. That's a dad joke.
That's a dad joke. This is an example, people. Look, see, that's why I am disqualified because
That was a solid
I am the
dad
pro.
joke.
I am the pro.
Dude, that was pretty good.
Right.
For sure, socks and stickers, because stickers are amazing and socks are a necessity. You need socks.
It's funny.
Dad would get you that.
I think all skaters are OCD.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've got my all I need socks at home, and
yeah.
like when I'm getting ready for work, and I need to have a good day.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to over here and I'll take my All I Need socks. I'm like, all right, I know I'm gonna put these on my feet,
Yeah,
and my
hell
feet are
yeah.
gonna be happy,
Yep.
feet happy, and just
I get that.
like, cause like some days I'm like, I don't give a fuck what's on my feet.
Yeah.
I'll just put on my shitty old socks. But if like, you know what, I want a good day today, I put on my nice, comfortable All I Need socks.
Hell yeah.
How are they still around? Like they're good. Like they just don't wear out.
Yeah, they're,
you know what I mean?
I love our socks.
Yeah.
I made sure I get a sock that was like good for people that skated.
Yeah.
It's gonna last. Like,
'Cause,
you're gonna
dude,
have them a long time.
You don't need your toes blowing out.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel the same way about the socks. Mostly because I see Chloe rocking them when she's like skating. She makes a point to skate with the socks on. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
she's putting on the socks. If Chloe's hyped, I'm hyped. You know, she's the shit. A lot of them. Thomas too. At rocks and Talon.
Yep.
So cool, man.
We're back to Airwalks.
Okay.
I
Skate
just
shoes.
stolen all the stickers.
That's awesome, though. I
So-
guess.
So then, I mean, that was like when Airwalk first came out. But then what changed the game was the prototypes. And
Yeah.
those are the ones like
Are they
had
mid
the
top or low?
they're kind of mid top, but they had the lace savers.
Yeah.
So Google Airwalk prototypes, and those was like that was like the skater shoe because it didn't look like anything. So it'd have a lace saver. So you tie your laces, then you flip the lace saver over it.
Prototype 600, 540.
That was a little bit later. The original Airwalk prototypes.
I'll try that.
But they were rad as hell. If you had those, like you were like OG.
Oh shit, they look like Marty McFly shoes. Dude.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah, they're a high top. Those ones are a high top, anyways.
Yeah, those are. So if you had those, and once again, I couldn't wear those to school. I'd have like a pair of Nikes or whatever to wear to school. I couldn't wear
Yeah.
my skate shoes because nobody get that. It'd be like Marty McFly back in the 50s wearing his freaking, like it was exactly. They didn't know what to make of your skate shoes, so they just make fun of them.
Here's some of them. I think they're current. These are current shoes.
Yeah,
The random, the charcoal, the second skin.
and then Lakai came out when Tony Hawk was on Lakai for a brief period. They came out with the proto, and they had like colorways.
Yeah.
So I've got a whole bunch of those pairs at home.
That's
'cause
sick.
I've got a big stack of Lakai shoes.
Yeah. His son rides for Lakai still.
Yeah, Riley. Oh,
Riley
dude,
destroys,
what a
right?
ripper.
Yeah. I used to have a shit ton of skate shoes. When I rode for New York, they would just send me like 12 pairs at a time. And like they just keep coming, and I'd give them all away. But at some point I had them like stacked to the ceiling, like brand new shoes, like stacked. I was like, this is getting ridiculous, man. Same with the clothes they would send me from when I rode for Zoo, because they had like a huge budget and they were selling to like all these Macy's and stuff.
Yep.
They would send me like basically a box that could fit 12 pairs of shoes, and then that equivalent with clothes. So I got like a box, and you just open it up and there's like 10 pairs of pants and shirts, and like it's just like socks and all the stuff they made. It was ridiculous, you know.
That's so rad. Have you seen the ads or trailers for All the Streets Are Silent?
What's that?
It's
Is it a horror movie?
no, it's a movie. It's like a docu-movie.
All right.
Like it's about New York and hip hop.
Oh, I did. I knew about this.
Yeah, it looks rad. One of the guys, I think the guy was just on the Nine Club talking about it. But it was awesome hearing basically, it was the beginnings of New York and all that stuff. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Cool, like New York hip hop and skateboarding.
It's the best, dude.
Yeah.
Growing up, like the New York team was so sick. Like Mixtape was the fucking best video, dude. They were just having a great time partying and skating, living in New York, and just like all the filming, dude, so good. All the hip hop mixed in between the artists and stuff, like that was unbelievable.
Dude, you were on Zoo.
Yeah, after that, that was what I grew up like falling in love with, is that Mixtape, and that's what made me want to ride for Zoo.
Dude, that's so epic.
Yeah, man, and then that worked out too.
Did you get to skate in New York a lot back in those days?
I mean, I was already, because I rode for Fibro
Yeah.
initially. So like Steve R would just invite me into the city, and I'd go skate in New York. But then riding for Zoo, to be honest, I would still go to the city, but they had us traveling like nonstop. It was so sick. I went
awesome.
all over the place, dude, with New York, all over the world, China, Australia. I went all over. I went to China twice, I think, with Zoo. That was insane. I think we were talking on the last conversation we had. I think we were talking about having hard drives in your brain where you're like, that's like a whole thing I forgot about until someone brings it back up, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, whole life.
Yeah. You look back and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, for all you kids out there, go out and get experiences.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Live your
You,
life.
you don't like listen. Travel, skate. Don't worry about like making money and all this. Like if you have opportunities in life, go out and take them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now, like, you got to go out and you got to see the world and travel, and it was awesome. You know what I mean? You have these life experiences like that. You know, sometimes you don't get a chance to go out and do that again. You know, life starts happening.
Sometimes sometimes you rob yourself of them, or the world robs you of them,
Yeah.
and you like,
You know?
you look back and you're like, damn, I missed out on
Yeah.
traveling and things that I could have done. You know,
How hard would it be to drop everything and travel for a month right now?
it would be hard. Yeah,
Exactly. You know,
it's hard.
We're skaters. You'd find a way,
Yeah.
but it's not as easy as it is now as back then. You're like, hey, you know,
Plus, when you're forming, it's like you need those experiences so you can go figure out what you're made out of. you
yeah.
know?
I mean, I think, you know, both of us have tour experience, and being out on the road and just living that lifestyle of traveling and being in different places and seeing different cultures, different people, and just living that like, all right, well, I've got a $20 per diem and this is my life. Like, this is how I'm going to make my whole day. This is how I'm going to eat. This is how my everything, like, you know,
Yeah.
that you start to understand life. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, this is, you know, if I've got this much money, this is how I make it work. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's just good life skills.
Yeah, and just to be lost somewhere new, like
Yeah.
completely submersed. I wish everyone could have that experience. Like that's what my takeaway from going to China was at first, was it was just so foreign and different, and then just getting lost and like it starts to become familiar if you stay there, because we stayed there for like a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I think both times. So like after a while, I'm just like it felt familiar, which
Dude,
is
that's
like,
incredible.
to be able to stay in a place like that. And I couldn't speak Chinese or anything, but
No.
but like I was still like, I started seeing everyone with personalities and stuff, because at first you're kind of like culture shock. You go and everything is just like pulling you in every which direction, but you stay long enough, you start to be like, they got dick jokes just like us, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you start to see the nuance in things. It's crazy. Like a lot of people don't get to do that because they're like in a certain area and they don't travel that much, and they're watching it on news instead of actually just going and figuring it out, you know?
Yeah.
Doing that shit while you're young is a lot more easy because you're more flexible and you're willing to adapt, you know, and survive. Whereas
yeah.
you're older, you got like mortgages and people, responsibility, jobs, schedule, like you take on a lot of stuff, you know?
I have a quick story about, you know,
Doesn't have to be quick.
missing out, you know.
fear
My,
of
like, I
missing
could have
out.
had a chance back.
FOMO.
So turn it back to 8-ball days. The first contest I entered, there was first of all, the bowl at 8-ball was the most amazing bowl ever. 4-foot bowl with a little hip. Oh my God.
That sounds amazing.
Anybody who skated it, I've still never skated a bowl to this day
That's
that
good.
was as awesome as this bowl. Like
4 foot with a hip,
Yep.
Ooh.
It was like so it had like 2 deep pockets that came up with a hip like this.
kind of like a heart bowl or something.
No, not really, because it was mellow right there.
Oh, okay.
But you could like pump all the corners. Like it was just
that's
it was
rad.
amazing.
Yeah.
And anybody who skated was like, dude, that was just the most amazing bowl ever.
Yeah.
I remember like when it was built, like we all had a session before it even had coping on it. I had a session skating it one night, just
Excited.
closed, you know, just the doors were closed. We were all just like skating it with Brian. It was like a really good time. But anyways, the first contest I entered was a bowl contest there. I think I was probably like 15 years old, and I ended up getting 3rd place.
Hell yeah.
Which was rad. I was stoked, you know, because I don't even think there were age brackets or anything like that. It was just, you know, just skating. And I mean, I skated that bowl so much. I had it dialed in. You know, I loved it. But afterwards, I got a phone call at home, because back then we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have freaking internet. Nothing.
Oldest man alive. Not me, bro.
So I got a phone call from this dude who wanted me to come to Philly to skate and like do like East Coast tours and stuff.
Sick.
You know,
For music or
No, for skating.
that's sick.
You know, and I'm like 15 years old. I'm like, you can talk to my mom. And they're like, you know, and it's a different time. You know, skateboarding was what it, you know, wasn't it is now. They're like, wait, you want to take my son and like travel? Like, I don't know about that.
He doesn't have an iPhone.
It
What the
was
fuck are we gonna do?
so it was just a different time. They're like really sketched out that some old guy wanted me to like,
Yeah.
skate and tour and stuff. And, like this day and age, I think parents would be like, yeah, take
They
my
don't
son,
understand it. Yeah.
get him ready for the Olympics. He's going to be a winner. You know what I mean? But back then it was like, what, you going to, pick up my son in a van with no windows? Like,
Get in the van,
give him some
kid.
candy. Like, but that was, I'm
We're
like,
going to make some memories.
yeah, and then I'm like, I think about back everything that happened in Philly in the mid '90s and stuff, and I'm like, wow, there was a big scene back there.
Yeah, man.
like Love Park and all that.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, my parents shut that down real quick.
Oh, so that's your FOMO.
Yep, I'm like,
Yeah.
yep, no, didn't happen.
Tough, dude. Again, I was free because I didn't have anything really holding me back. So I was just like, we're fucking going. Like, we're in this thing right now.
Yeah. But hey, everything happens for a reason. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
No regrets, no looking back. I'm like, but I still to this day, I'm like, who was that?
Yeah.
Like, what if it was like some epic dude, like who's huge right now? Like,
You never know.
You know, like-
I get the FOMO a little bit.
yeah, like calling me up, like, hey, you want to skate for us?
I feel like that about everything I can't do.
Yeah.
So the things I like admire in other people, I'm like, I have FOMO. I'm like people that can sing or play in a band. We were talking about it before, like get in front of a crowd and like kill it. That thing's still rolling. Stay going. Dude, this thing cut out before just because the heat. It's been like 100 degrees almost on the East Coast and just humid and intense the last 2 days. It's been in. Well, yesterday and today is like a fucking nice break. But yeah, I think about that all the time, like fear of missing out. If you could other things, you
Yeah.
know. People, that's a normal feeling.
Yeah.
I feel like that about piano, and I dick around on a piano like one finger, like ding ding ding, and then I'm like, I just fantasize about what you could do, you know. Could be the greatest pianist ever.
Dude, we're also talking about, we're talking about 8-Ball and we were talking about Legends last time. Like, we talked for a long time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But you mentioned Legends there on your podcast, like
Oh yeah, we're talking
like,
about that
dude,
podcast.
like Muska has been on your podcast.
Yeah, man.
The Muska,
Dude, heavy.
Carl Watson,
Yep.
Steve Barra.
Dude, insane.
So,
Jerry Sue, I think I was mentioning before.
but my tiny Steve Barra story is he came to 8-Ball for a demo.
Wow.
But this is before Steve Barra was Steve Barra, because Steve Barra's a legend. I'd never take anything away from him.
No, yeah.
But Steve Barra, when you're saying now, sometimes meeting your heroes. I didn't meet him because he was passed out on the couch the whole day.
Oh wow.
He was hungover from the night before or something. So 8-Ball, you walk in the door and there's just like a little love seat couch right there. He was just curled up with his backpack, just knocked out the whole day.
Yeah.
It
That happens.
But hey, life on the road can be rough sometimes too.
Oh dude, I can think back to moments where I was at a skate park, beat up, hungover, been doing it for too long, and you're just sleeping in a little corner.
Yeah. And
Like
I
recovering.
I think my straight edge, teenage years were like, man, screw that dude.
Yeah.
Like what a loser.
Yeah, yeah.
Not really hateful, but just kind of hating on him.
Yeah.
Like older, I'm like exactly what you said. I'm like, dude, it's like that sometimes.
Yeah,
you know. And plus, like, dude, it was before. Like, he had an amazing career. You know, this is before that. This is like right on the cusp of when he just blew up. You know.
Yeah. Steve, I mean, he's legend for sure.
Absolute
Everything
legend.
he has, he's like built so far. So
Sure thing.
he's built some cool things, done a lot of shit. But yeah, it's part of growing old. Part of growing old is realizing like sometimes you're stubborn as shit, and your ideas aren't always right, or you need to adjust them. And I've had plenty of moments like that. That's why you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. You gotta give people give a chance to like change and grow. You know.
Yep.
Nowadays, or I don't know if it really is like this or just the media wants to portray it. There's no nuance. It's just all black and white, you know?
Yeah.
Can't tell what's real nowadays. But if you only watch media and pay attention to that, they make you think the whole world's falling apart. Everyone's racist or homophobic or spiteful or hateful, or you have all these enemies. There's all these others out there. It's just like another testament to how great skateboarding is. It pulls you away from all that. Sometimes you just get away and you go do something. You're engaged and locked in something that's like you can you get hurt doing, you know? So
like I said,
skating.
yeah, like on the news the other day, they're
You
like,
pay attention.
there's a meteor that's going to hit the Earth. Well, there's a meteor that the chance it might hit the Earth, and if it does, it's going to be in 2137.
Yeah, the fine print. You're
The
like,
fuck would you even say that, man?
they're just giving people heart attacks.
It's like nuclear weapons could blow up the whole planet, but they're not.
Yeah. It's crazy because I think that's people's business models is
Yeah.
like get people's attention, fearmonger, get them addicted to like the world's fallen, the Chicken Little thing,
Yeah.
you know? And you're like, dude, just unplug. That was that movie, Ready Player One. They tried to conquer their internet, Niger style, and then at the end they just realized, I need to take like 2 days off from the internet. Like, just take 2 days off, everything will be fine, you know?
Like, Nigel Houston quit skateboarding. He didn't really. But I'm going to have a drink of this coffee by Static.
There's an impromptu ad.
Product placement.
Yeah, man. That's living in America. It's
Yeah.
the Wild West, dude. You have a lot of freedoms here, which is a good thing, you know, for sure. Anything we didn't cover?
I don't know. We could keep going forever.
I know last time we talked about your tattoos.
Yeah.
Pretty epic. I like tattoos. I like the skate tats. We got the Spitfire. I got photos. You got like a mermaid on that one?
Oh, no, that's it's a goth chick.
Just with some
The-
bats. The bats are sick.
Well,
What, she got a heart in her hand?
Yeah, because this is, listen, you know, everything's a story.
Yeah.
And this is a goth chick ripping a guy's heart out.
We've all been there. It happens.
Yeah, I have a type. Oh, yeah, we were talking about pets last time, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do. So, you know, I went home and I was telling Darian, like, yeah, the 2-hour podcast. And she's like, did you talk about my cat?
Oh, dude.
Like, yeah, I talked about the cat.
What's the cat's name again?
Salem.
Salem. That's a black cat then?
Yep.
Sick.
Dude, it stinks so bad.
But he's a legend. He's got to be
He's
a
a
legend.
legend. He sleeps all day. He sleeps all night. He just sits there, sleeps.
We were talking about reptiles before. That's
Yeah.
what it was. I
Yeah,
love
'cause
reptiles.
Your story about you and Westgate and the snake and that's epic, legendary.
I've told that one on the
story.
podcast before.
Yeah, we got to go back into the archives because it's in there. Listen to some of the Westgate interviews because
Westgate was just my like ride or die homie. He was
Yeah.
like younger than me. I think he's like 4 years younger than me. And we would just get into situations together. But
dude, I love the picture you posted maybe last week or something. You little young Westgate drinking beers somewhere
Yeah.
on tour. Like
it was Ireland. We were drinking
it's just
Guinness.
that's such an epic snapshot in time right
Thrasher. It was a Thrasher trip, and that
That's
was
awesome.
in print actually.
there. Speaking of Thrasher, last time we talked, we did a whole segment on how awesome Schmitty is
Schmitty's
and
the
talking
G,
Schmidt,
dude.
and like I just have
Glad
it
you
again.
brought that up again. Another
Dude.
shout out for Talking Schmidt.
Yes.
Greg's the man, dude.
Dude, one of my favorite podcasts, Talking Schmidt and All I Need, and you guys crossing that over.
Yeah,
Dude, just
hell yeah.
blew my mind. Schmitty's the man. Like,
That was his idea.
So rad.
It was his idea, and I was like, I'm gonna figure it out because you're a legend.
Yeah.
Anyone like that, he's on the other side of the country. just
Shout
killing it.
out.
Yeah, dude. Schmidt's the man. And if you're looking for more content, make sure you subscribe to his thing because like there's not enough like legit skateboarders doing it as far as the podcast game goes. Like Schmidt's one of those dudes that has lived it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And everything you're gonna get from him is authentic
It's you know,
skateboarding.
I mean, I like the 9 Club. I listen to it. I don't listen to all the episodes because it's somewhat sterile. In other words, you know, like I don't know all the pros that come on there.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. You know, I pick and choose episodes.
He's
I
in the
listen to.
mecca of like where skateboarding like the industry started.
Yeah.
So the variety of people is probably unbelievable.
So, but listening to, I put on Talking Schmidt, and if I don't know the person, I know them by the end of the podcast, and I'm like, oh my god, this person, you know, it's
Yeah.
a legend. Like from whether it's the punk rock,
Yeah.
you know, the skaters that just or Schmitty's just telling his stories. Like there's
Yeah.
so much there, so much skateboarding history.
Yeah.
You know, it's just epic. You know, it's a great listen. I highly suggest, you know, subscribe and tune in.
Yeah.
You know.
He's the man, dude. Lifer for sure.
Absolutely.
Proven 10 times over for sure. Yeah, and his personality allows you to. It's that environment. A lot of the podcast is the environment and how you go about it, and he just goes about it like you're just hanging out with another
Exactly.
lifer, It's just like sick, man. I never really watched that much of the Nine Club, to be honest, and it's not because I didn't. Episodes got me excited and stuff. It's just I didn't want to emulate anyone.
Yeah.
And it's like I probably like some of the shit they do, and then like
that's a good point.
Sometimes and Schmitty, like I listen to not every episode, but I listen to a lot, and it's like I have to stop listening sometime just so I don't like mirror it too much, know? Because you can't help it if you like something,
even if it's involuntary. Like you're a musician going to write an album, dude, and you're listening to the Beatles 24/7 before you do that, and all of a sudden, like, oh, I wrote this riff, and it's exactly like the Beatles. You know what I mean? Like that's what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Same thing. You're out skating with your crew, and you're like, oh, I saw him do that trick, so you like steal it.
Yeah.
And whether you consciously do it or not, you're like, oh, well, I'm doing a Schmitty segue early. You know what I mean?
You can't help it if you watch something a lot and you like it. It just tends to rub off on you. So yeah, again. Just don't watch. I don't watch too much because of that. I just want to have like a original signal, Yeah.
Well, if somebody,
as much as I can have.
If somebody starts a podcast and starts going choo choo choo,
I was so unaware I even made those noises till people pointed it out to me because I just like someone lands a trick and I don't even remember I made a noise.
Well, it was like that's, but that's the way it was. Like, because I make noises too.
Yeah. I think we all do.
It's it's like everybody has their little nuances when somebody lands a trick. Like I'll tell you what, I've never been about the board, the hitting the tail like tut tut tut. Like,
oh really?
I don't know. I don't like that.
I have a reason for it.
Why is that?
So I have many different noises, but sometimes just a subtle like thud.
Yeah.
Or like a clap.
Yeah.
It's just leave some breathing room.
Yeah.
And it encourages the person to keep going.
Yeah.
Sometimes like a full cheer or crazy noise, it's like throws it off.
Well, I mean, I agree with that completely. Usually I'll do like a clap, half clap, little whistle or something.
Whistles are awesome.
But like it's about like banging the board. I don't know. But
it's like a golf clap. It's
yeah,
like
but
subtle,
I shouldn't say that because I will smack the tail on the coping.
Oh, that's one of the best.
If you get a tail smack on the coping from me, like you just fucking showed up.
If it's a nice tail smack and it just rings your ear a little bit, you're like, damn.
But if somebody lands something, and also it's respectful. Like if somebody's like in a on a line and like throws a banger in there, like and just give them like a little clap or something. Because also I don't want to interrupt. You're in the zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, like I think the board tap thing, I like putting my foot on the board and tapping it that way with the wheels. It's a lot of time if it's someone who's warming up and they're still landing good shit, you do like a subtle like do 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 do. Or if it's like a stranger and you don't really know them, but you're at the session, you want to like acknowledge what they're doing without going like a crazy noise to throw them off if they don't know. Just like a subtle tap. That's my only thing that I use the taps for. Just like boom 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 boom. Because then they keep riding, but they hear it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't know. That always helps me. Like sometimes you go to a skate park and no one's making any noise.
Yeah.
And it's just like weird. So it's like sometimes the noise just breaks the ice.
Yeah.
It's always from going to the edge and engaging with thousands of people. Because I was in the winters especially, I'm there all the time. And I grew up skating there for fucking over a decade now. And it's like, I've met so many people through the edge. New England, like just coming to the edge in the winters. And it's like, you can't help but like make noise for someone, even if you just seen them for the first time, it's like, it's good. It helps the session sometimes.
What about when somebody cheers for you when you're just doing a warm-up trick?
Yeah, see, that's where the board thud kind of comes in because it's like a heartbeat. It's like a noise. And you're like, oh, but it's not like a full-on cheer, You got to read the room. And some people just want to be left alone, too. You skate a skate park enough, you see people come and they just want to... I used to be that dude.
Yeah.
Just go skate in a corner by myself,
I got a question for you.
Yes.
How the hell do you skate with a hood on all the time?
It's insane, dude.
My peripherals, because first of all, and skateboarding is an aesthetic. Like, you look like the shit when you're skating with your hood on. Like, you look badass.
Thanks, man.
And you got great style. It's like the whole appearance. It's awesome. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't like I don't know if it's a peripheral or whatever. Like, I can't skate with a hood on.
I think like I noticed it because people point that out to me. Yeah. They're always like, why are you wearing a beanie or like a sweater? And I'm always skating with it. I think it's because of my own insecurity. I just wear that. It's like, I used to love hoodies because you feel safe with a hoodie on.
Almost like blinders.
Yeah, it's like a hug. You're in your
Yeah.
own thing. Like if you're somewhere sleeping and you're gonna put that on, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so like that, and then I just got used to it. I think over the years since I was a little kid, just constantly rocking that. So then I noticed, I'm like, whoa, I can just like it doesn't. People kept coming up to me like, how are you wearing a hoodie? And I'm like, I'm not even sweating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just fucking in the hoodie. Not there yet, but it's comforting. I think it came from an insecurity thing for sure.
Well, I mean, it works.
Thanks, man.
It's cool. Like I said, like it's aesthetically.
I built up a tolerance basically,
Yeah.
so now it's like I can rock it as long as I want. Really.
Well, I mean, to get to the level that you got to, you have to find your way, like what works for you. Like you said,
Yeah.
like, okay, if this helps me, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
dude, you've been in some heavy sessions.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure like we have a whole podcast on like the skating with pros and demos and, you know, contests. Like you got to get those blinders on to be able to concentrate and focus on what you're doing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
And to be able, you know, whatever you do to help you get in that zone, you know?
the other half is I think I just like torture.
Yeah.
I did torture myself.
Well, we're all skaters.
I'm super thin and I eat like shit. So like sometimes if I keep those layers on too, it's like a little extra work, you know. And I feel like it helps because I eat so bad sometimes. I go in spurts where I eat great, and then I go in spurts where I'm like just burning all this up because I'm using a lot of energy and it doesn't really matter. But it's just bad habits, you know. You just eat like all the time bad, then it becomes easier. And then when you slow down with your skating and you still have those bad habits, catch up to you, you know?
Yeah. All I Need needs a donut sponsor.
I
I'm
would
just
be
going to throw that right now. I'm going to throw that out there right now. If you have a donut shop and you would like to sponsor All I Need Skateboarding, like and comment and subscribe.
Or just like let's put the A logo on a Boston cream. I love Boston creams.
Yep,
One of my
yeah.
favorite donuts.
Yep.
Yeah, I love skating with a hoodie on too. I think there's people out there that can test to that because like skating street too. That's another thing. Is like when you skate street and you're jumping down something big or rough, and like the hoodie just is that extra layer on your arms. You know,
Yeah.
I bet motorcycle people probably because they wear leathers a lot
Yeah.
too. Probably keep the shit on. And maybe just being in New England might be a reason to keep it on too. You know, but I definitely just like to torture myself. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was out skating yesterday and with the homies at Uxbridge. Just nice mellow day. It was so hot, nobody's out skating. You know, so my crew shows up and everybody's wearing pants.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there
Such
like
a skater thing.
I'm wearing Nija shorts, no shirt on. Like I'm just like I'm out there practically naked. And
Good for you.
These guys are wearing. I'm like, you know, once again, I'm old. I'm like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like you're just gonna let it breathe.
Yeah,
Let
you
your
know?
knees breathe. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a skater thing. Is like to wear your shoes at the beach. You know,
Yep.
not take your socks off or something. I talked about this with you before, but why not? I went to the wave machine, went
Yeah.
surfing. That was sick as hell. But I felt like out of place a little bit. I've gotten better about it, but like being a skateboarder and going to like somewhere with a bunch of people that surf and like, wear
Yeah.
like shorts and bikinis all the time and stuff. Like going to the beach for me was so uncomfortable at first because I'm just like a city kid who
Yeah.
just drifted around and like wearing hoodies for security, you know? And then you go to the beach and they're just like hanging out. You're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, being a skater, like, you know, skateboarding, you don't necessarily have to, you can be broke and be a skater.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean,
the
like
beauty
it's a
of it.
level playing field.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're got all the money in the world or whether you're piss broke, the concrete don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you're a skater, you're a skater. You go do something like you go into the surf thing and like whatever, like you're hanging out with people, like to do that, you have to have money. You know what I
Definitely,
mean? Like,
definitely.
and so it's like you show up, it's kind of already have that stigma, like you're hanging around people that like are a little bit more comfortable.
That can afford
you know,
to
like,
do this.
you know, like exactly. You know, so you're already like, I'm a skater sitting here hanging out, like, cause you know, skaters, like, it doesn't matter gender, color, race. It's just even, you're either a skater or you're not.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, which is beautiful.
Which is anything the last like 5 years has just proven that the amount of people
Yeah.
that have gravitated towards skating and we're just seeing all these expressions. It transcends like all that shit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boss, who owns the shop I work at, plays a lot of golf. And we actually talk a lot because I've made him understand that skateboarding and golf have similarities in the fact that it's both an individual sport that you do with other people.
Yeah.
And it is a challenge inside itself. You know what I mean? But you don't see people like us dressed like us going to the golf course.
Yeah.
Because it's once again like, dude, you gotta have money to play golf.
That's why they made Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
Because it's like you don't see it too often.
one of the best movies.
Fight Bob Hope, right?
Price is wrong, bitch.
Yes. Adam Sandler.
Oh my god!
But it's true. It's like that's why that became a movie, because it's a rarity. It's
Yeah.
like there's comedy in it. So funny.
Absolutely. And I told my boss the other day, I'm like, when I'm done with skateboarding, I'm gonna take up golf just so I can kick all your asses.
Hell yeah, get in
I'm
there.
like, because all you guys out there drinking beers, having fun, like whatever. I'm like, I'm just gonna apply skateboarding. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna it takes. You have to work on a kickflip.
Definitely.
You have to work on a tray flip, and you have to the body motions and everything. You have to work on that. Like
You gotta
same
get
thing.
your stroke.
Exactly. With a
Yeah,
golf swing,
sure.
like your body has to be correct. You have to line everything up right. And I'm like, you know what? I have the conditioning to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm not some dude with a ton of money to just go whack some balls on the course.
I feel you.
You like how you like how I whack balls.
Yeah. Andy
It goes
Roy.
back to Andy Roy. Andy Roy's oh my god.
Pinocchio.
Dude.
On his belly.
Let's go, like, dude, can you imagine, like, you're pulling into self-serve
Yes.
and you got Pinocchio.
Dude.
You're choking Pinocchio out.
Gas station.
Oh man.
Man. Yeah.
How are you gonna look at yourself this and you're looking down? Oh my god.
He's got a good sense of humor. That's what
He's
I'm
got
chalking
great
it up
sense of
to.
humor.
It's gotta be a great sense of humor. And he's free.
Yeah.
He's a free being.
Yeah.
He's out there. Yeah, man. I think we did it. Good podcast.
Hell yeah.
Gotta do it again, right?
Absolutely.
Super fun.
There's so much we haven't touched on.
Yeah.
We can have a whole podcast about alien conspiracy theories.
We could get there.
I could probably talk to you about that for hours.
We're definitely doing that next one.
Aliens.
Don't forget that.
I
Because I don't know how I feel about aliens.
then we can talk. Listen,
Depends on the day, to be honest.
that's fine. We can do two. We can do a day where you feel one way and a day where you feel another way. Because either way, I'm just gonna tell you my research and my points. I'm not gonna try to sway you.
All right.
I'm just gonna tell you the facts. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Facts, that implies there's no fake news, because there's fake news out there.
Oh, there's absolutely fake news.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I mean, facts.
What are you, an alienologist? UFOologist?
Do you want to open this can of worms now?
Next time. Next
Okay.
time. Mike, thank you.
Thank you.
If to share some light with the Vulture crew,
I'm like, we didn't even get into
I know.
Vulture Crew.
but tell people where they can check it out, because Mike just did some boards with us.
Yeah,
and
we
he's
did
been
some-
doing boards.
Dude, I've been waiting
For a while,
I've been
so-
waiting to do boards with you for a while. I'm
Yeah, I'm
stoked
stoked.
we can make
Thank
that
you.
happen. Well, COVID happens, manufacturing went down.
Yeah,
and I'm
man.
like, you finally got a big stack of boards, and I'm like, I think now's the time we can make it happen. And it
Yeah,
did.
man.
It's awesome, dude. All my guys are stoked.
They all been ripping. Your team's killing it.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We got Bubbles, Jesse,
Jesse's
dude.
the man.
Watching that kid grow up and just kill it, like, oh my god,
He's
just-
steady, like posting good skating on his Instagram.
Like, he was just a little kid at the skate park with busted ass skateboard, no shoes.
Yeah.
Just seeing him grow up. And they got Zach, my homie. I've been skating with him for over a decade.
Been ripping.
Met him at Rad, and just no timeline. We just skate.
Yeah.
Just you're one of my skate buddies that we've been skating forever, and we're gonna continue to skate forever.
Yeah, you can tell from watching it on an outside perspective that you guys skate a lot.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And then James.
James is a destroyer.
Dude, he's
technician.
he's like my Rodney Mullen. Like, man, he is just.
He's precise with what he does.
Yesterday, I don't know if he got it because I was in and out, but he was kickflip, Manny, tray flip.
Gnarly one.
Like, what?
Yeah, that seems
Like,
insane.
it just, just like that.
Manuals are so fucking hard too. You really have to be
I hate
balanced and
manuals.
precise.
I hate
Yeah,
them.
I'm sloppy.
The
a lot of times.
new Manny pad at Uxbridge, though, has been nice.
Where's
'cause
the Manny pad?
The one that was it a couple of your guys launched over.
Oh yeah.
That because it's got the little ramps
It's
in and
a
out.
pyramid, but the manual pad's right next to it.
Yeah, so like with the little in and out ramps. Like
Yep.
I'm able to go up and I'll just manny across it and go down. So I don't have to ollie up.
That's the
So I
best.
can just work on my manny, and like there's a beginning and end. So it's like, mentally you can just concentrate. Like all I have to do is manny to here and I'm good.
Yeah, I do
You know?
that at the edge on the top of the pyramid, just like up, manny,
Yep.
into the bank. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Best feeling.
James has had some bangers on that.
Oh, I bet.
Dude,
Right?
he set up the bench. So he did ollie, he did crook up the bench, landed a manny across the pad, kickflip out.
Gnarly. Yeah, he's got real good control for sure.
Yeah, it's just he's amazing person. Good energy.
I was gonna ask you. I had this question from the beginning. And I completely spaced it, but I'm glad we talked about Vulture Crew. What was the first graphic?
The first graphic was the OG graphic because we call it the OG.
Nice.
It was just like the vulture sitting there with like kind of white and black background. So if you see, it says Vulture Crew.
Yeah.
But it's kind of distorted. You can't see it. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like just the bird with that background on it, And I wanted a way to give back to skateboarding. You know
Hell
what I
yeah.
mean? It started, I wanted to be able to give kids at the skate park stickers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then I found a way to make boards. I'm like, oh, well, this is cool. Because I want to be able to give out boards and, to just,
Have a skate team and like
be
stoke
part of it.
people out.
Just to be part of it,
Yeah.
because I'm old as dirt. What do? You stoke other people, you know?
Yeah.
I also want to mention I got my new rider, Billy,
Oh yeah.
Hashville on Instagram. Just another dude, just positive vibes. Everybody's friend, always laughing, having a good time.
I think I skated with him at Uxbridge.
Yeah.
One of the last times actually.
Definitely, he was wearing the orange Static Age hat,
Yeah.
like no shirt. Just fun people to session with.
Yeah,
I said
hell
like
yeah.
your whole crew, everybody is always having a good time, smiles, like.
That's the key, is find people that are just stoked on skating.
Yeah,
and
that's
keep
the
it
thing.
going.
Like, you gotta have people that are that you want to represent like what you stand for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just people that are fun to be around. Good session, pushing the boundaries, like really pushing themselves to be the best skaters they can, and be good vibes. Like the decks you just said, the good vibes deck.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Just putting them out there.
Yeah, man. That's good. Yeah, that's when you think about building the ideal team,
Yeah.
You got to find people you can work with that get along, and everyone's got their own thing and like Voltron style, and
Yeah.
then create things from there.
You've been in the van. You got to be in the van with people you want to be in the van with.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's like, you got to, dude, if you're on the road for 8 hours a day in a little van with a bunch of dudes, like,
Road dogs.
you're going to want, you want to have people you want to be around so that, you're going to get to with a spot and still be stoked to hang out and skate with. And,
Yeah, man. Yeah, skate teams are the best. Glad they still exist. Oh, and full length parts are the best too. And I'm glad that people carry on the torch.
Yeah.
To me, to be pro is like, you could win a bunch of contests and be pro, but I love people that film video parts,
Yeah.
whether it's VHS, DVD, or digital. If you have a trail of full-length video parts, and if those video parts were in like shop videos or friend videos or homie videos, that's a huge thing.
Well, it's two different monsters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you can, like, the essence of street skating is not contests.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
isn't. So you can be the best street skater in the world and not be able to skate a contest because it's different.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, first, obstacle wise, it's not the same at all. And also the you're skating in front of a bunch of people. You're in a
whole
heated
different
one.
thing.
It's
Yeah. And
so
street skating, you could be skating in front of a bunch of people, but it might be traffic and
Yeah.
security guards.
Yeah.
And fucking.
it's rad. Like you do a kickflip in a contest, cool. But you do a kickflip while you're getting chased by a security guard down a 10 stair into a street of cars. Like that's completely different.
That clip's gonna be sick.
Exactly. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, you do a kickflip down a 10 stair at a perfect surface at Street League. Like, yeah, that's rad, but it's not the same as that dude.
Yeah. So like, the best would be like to start with film video parts, and then if you're good at contests, then go for it too.
Yeah.
But like to me, my favorite pros are the dudes that have like, or girls, doesn't matter. But if they have a catalog of their skating, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't even care if it's contest, to be honest. But to me, just street skating is like kind of how you turn pro. you know?
Contests are not an integral part of skating these days.
Yeah.
I mean, in the 80s or something, it was because that's all there was. There wasn't an internet. There wasn't we weren't able to mass produce videos and footage the way it happens today, because the only way they're like, okay, well, you'll be pro because you're good at contests.
Yeah.
Because that's all there was. Like now it's like, like I said, the pushing a car. Like if you are putting yourself out there and like showing yourself and like displaying your talents, like, that's what's going to make it for you,
Yeah, and you have the technology now, and if you if you wanted to build like a catalog of something, or we all have our platforms that we can use and add our filming and our audio to it. And then after a while, the proof is in the pudding. Like if you have years of awesome skateboarding and you figure out a way to get involved and do things, then you could work your way towards being pro,
Yeah.
So, but contest is just like an add-on. But anyway, so Vulture Crew, do you have a website? Or do you sell most of the boards just to the homies and stuff?
I have a
give 'em
big
out?
cartel site.
Oh, nice. It's just Vulture Crew?
It's up there, just Vulture Crew.
Nice.
But most of the time, I'm always at Uxbridge.
Shop in Franklin too, right?
Yep. The shop
Invisible.
Invisible carries our decks, and people DM me, I ship them out, whatever.
Sick.
Because it's it's still the building. I think we've been around like 2 years now, something like that.
Damn, that's sick.
And it was but I'm still building. You know what I mean? Like, this is just getting the brand out there.
Well, I'm stoked you came on the podcast because it's a good place to do it.
Absolutely.
And just been awesome talking to you too. I always knew we'd get along because like so many cool people are coming out of Uxbridge, so I'm like, I'm gonna get along with these people. I get along with a lot of them, and then I see you guys around and the good vibes. Everyone's ripping. Seems like everyone's supportive. So, and like we always skate together, bro. We don't sit down and talk too much,
Well, it's hard because
Life.
we talked about it before. Like if you and I are at the skate park, we're usually getting pulled in several different directions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Or just trying to go in our own direction.
Yeah,
depending on the day.
exactly. It's never like forced to sit down and talk.
Yeah.
And now we got headphones and mics. It's like can't stop talking.
I know, right? And then you sent me the video of you jamming out, dude. That was so sick. Hold on, I'm gonna find that real quick. So, tell me a little bit about this. Once I play a little bit. Shadows Fall. War. Let's hope this plays. 2013?
Yep.
Come on, play, you son of a gun. Yeah, dude, I was jamming to this last night while I was cooking.
Yeah, that was a metal fest in Quebec.
What?
I think. Yeah.
Canada, eh?
Yeah, we're out on a tour with Hatebreed.
Oh, dude, sick.
And there was a big metal fest with like a ton of big name bands on it.
Do you know is it All Chrome? Hot Water Music, right? Do you know anything about like the scene in New Bedford? Like
I don't think so.
Have you ever met Martin? He's like over 6 foot tall. He's a pretty tall dude. He was in a band called, I think it was All Chrome or Chrome, but heavy metal. Like,
no way.
Yeah, sick. Like,
and it was,
dude, what do you play?
Bass.
Bass, that's right. Dude, we gotta put this in a YouTube video.
Cool.
Just like a full-on slam section.
Yeah. Dude, dudes are killing each other to this too.
Dude, the dreads on the lead singer, dude.
Yeah, that's Brian Fair. He's from Milford, Mass.
Really?
He grew up skating too. Like he grew up skating that same era, Concrete Wave, 8
That's
Ball.
sick.
His first shows with Overcast were in the 8 Ball basement.
Damn sick.
So, dude, 8 Ball, the basic Kill Switch Engage, Shadows Fall.
Shout
like
out.
Even Rage Against Machine touring on as their band before Rage Against Machine, like they were under a different name. They played the basement at 8 Ball.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's so
Dude,
wild.
it's such a legendary place. But yeah, Brian's dreads, he's been growing them over 25 years now. They hit the ground and they folded them back up and tied them again.
That's so heavy.
Yeah.
You're just folding your dreads up.
Yeah, he'll be back around. There's a reunion show going on in December in Palladium, hopefully, as long as everything doesn't shut down again. But yeah, he'll be back around this fall. He moved out to St. Louis to be with his wife and kids out there.
I think last time you said you played in front of like thousands of people at one point.
Yeah. Usually,
Pretty sick.
yeah, that band Shadows Fall. Usually 2,000 to 3,000 people.
Damn, that's insane. It's a lot of people.
That's fun on the good tours.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some shot tours where you're playing in front of 300 to 500 people. Or
yeah. Even
But,
that, dude. Just coming from someone who's never like, I never played the bass, and like going on stage in front of people and doing something like that just seems insane. Skating, I guess.
Yeah.
But
you got a job to do, you figure it out.
yeah, exactly. That's so sick.
Challenge in front of you, you just make it happen.
Yeah, that's cool. Your kids ever hear that?
What?
Have your kids heard the?
Oh yeah, I
You
play it for
them.
them.
They're like, yeah.
Well, Luna gets all psyched up. But, they're like, "It's cool." Like that's why last weekend I played a show, and it was rad. It was an all ages outdoor show.
Sick.
And so we set up a Static Age booth and a Vulture Crew booth, and it
Oh,
was
I
pretty cool.
saw that. Yeah,
It's
you were
like-
playing music that day.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I brought all my band gear and the skateboarding gear, and it's funny because my buddy owns a club. I'm like, yo, is there any place to skate there so we can put on a demo during the show? He's like, no, there's no place. Dude, 10 feet behind us, there was a paved road downhill.
Damn, sick.
And we set up a rail. So we're skating like 20 feet from the stage. We're skating a rail and bombing this hill.
That's awesome.
It was like the sickest hill because it like the concrete was extremely slidable.
Oh, nice.
So like I was just fucking power sliding for like miles. It was so sick.
That sounds amazing.
It's like I haven't like, dude, power slides is so much fun. And
The
like
best.
I haven't been able to do them in a long time because it's Uxbridge is like a real gritty like tennis. You can't I can't.
It's grippy.
Yeah, and plus I've been riding wides, and I finally went back to like Spitfire Classics.
Oh, okay.
Thin, and like I've got so much more maneuverability.
Nice.
So I'm just like the sound.
It's probably one of the best things about skateboarding is power sliding.
So sick.
When kids figured out power slides, it's like you watch that and it blows my mind again.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they just realize how awesome life is.
So it was cool. I had all the vultures come out, and like we were skating and music, and it was just combined all my worlds. Like, cause
That's sick.
skating to music is awesome. That's
Yeah.
why I like next weekend up in New Hampshire.
Toot. Yeah, there'll be live
Claremont.
music, jamming.
Yeah,
Fleetwood Mac if
it
you're
always
skating.
gets me stoked.
Yeah. Get some heavy metal on there.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Some of the jams are insane, depending on like who's there. But like the New England Am, which we plan on doing in December or January, I'll have a flyer sooner than later. But those get pretty intense because that's like gnarliness, and you put on some heavy metal, it's like whacking a beehive. You're like, oh my god, this is intense.
I'll tell you what. If you're over 35 and you want to skate in another contest in the Am Jam, comment and let's get this happening because I want to skate in it. Like, I don't think I will do as well at the edge because that it's, I don't know. I need to practice at the edge more. But
Yeah, fair enough.
I would like to get a crew of older guys so we can have enough to have a competition.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'll host it. I'll
Yeah.
organize it. I'll get the Edge to do a 35 and over if there's enough
Hell yeah.
people that are.
That's what I'm saying.
down.
So throw some comments into the link below.
Yeah.
I like putting my finger, like I can see the link right down there. It's right down there.
Do what he's saying because it'll be fun as hell. Dude.
Yeah, because if we can, I want to get a bunch of people in, and I'm already saying like, dude,
The Edge is so fun for a jam too because
It
there's
is.
a little bit of everything. It's gonna be hard if you don't because if you don't go to the Edge a lot and you don't get a flow in between everything, it's gonna take a little while to get used to, but you'll figure it out.
I know a lot of older guys that have that place dialed in.
Yeah,
Like,
The
and that's
section
why I'm
with
like-
the section with the hip, the wall
Yeah.
ride, the quarter pipe.
Oh yeah,
all
dude,
the
you
way
see
over.
all these guys killing, like Bob, R3 Creative,
Yep.
and Pat.
Destroying.
And Gene and John R from Rad, like
Yeah.
all these guys are down there all the time.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
get in.
exactly. There's enough. We could get enough people to get a jam going for the old guys.
Nice.
As long as you can't compete though.
No.
No, 'cause
I'm gonna.
that would be an unfair advantage.
I'll just be on the comment. I don't
That's-
know if it would be.
don't know.
Depends on the day. Some days I have good days.
That's any of us.
Some days I can't even kickflip nowadays, which is kind of new for me because like I just sometimes hurts. I'm like I can't even flick my board, which is such a weird thing to like have to deal with.
I feel that.
Yeah.
That's why, like, that's when days when people see me. I'll skate as fast as I can, just around the park, just dodging people, just not getting anybody's way. I just want to feel my feet on the board and feel the wheels hitting the concrete.
Yeah, that's the day you do a lap for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we have long days, working guys.
Yeah.
Your legs, sometimes they don't want to function.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
and you need your dude. Nobody wants to see a kick flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you want your kick flips to be on point, and it's like, and if you can't do it on point, like that,
Kick, flick.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like if I, you know, because I'll try to get to the park and I'll try to do like 10 kick flips and see if I can get them. All right, I'm dialed in. All right, good. If they're not happening, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do those.
Yeah. I went through that once too when I was skating big handrails. I remember there was like, you just have to come to terms with like, I can't do that anymore. And that was like a bitter pill to swallow. I loved big handrails.
Yeah.
And then like at some point I'm like looking at them now and I'm like, if I jump down this, I'm just going to destroy myself.
Yeah.
Not even big ones, just like decent sized handrails. I'm like, it just fucking, it's just a pill I had to swallow.
But
I was so used to skating those.
But as I said before, you don't have to, because your legacy is on the internet,
Hell
which
yeah,
is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, fuck you. See that double kink? I did it.
Yeah.
I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
I love that that was one thing I really tried to do, is get all my footage, like
Yeah.
as much as I could, just so I could put it on the internet. Because like,
Dude,
I love the fact that we created that shit together.
Dude,
lives
you've
on.
got some gnarly parts out there, too.
Thanks, man.
Uh,
Yeah, it's been years.
Yeah.
Sick, man. This was awesome. We'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Oh. Oh. I want to skate now. I've got energy.
I gotta pee.
Pee your pants. Pee your pants.